All right. So this is a fairly lengthy video. It is a video from Nikandros. Nikandros? Any clue just how upsetting the content is going to be with this one? No. But knowing Nux Taku and what we were just talking about, I expect it's going to deal with children just because that seems to be a trend with these fucking people. So just, I guess I'll give you guys a potential trigger warning that it's probably going to talk about like children and like grooming and shit, because again, this is the same group that Tectone's affiliated with, that Chibi is affiliated with. So you already know.
This is Tectone, a guy who used to follow 900 hentai accounts on Twitter.
Jesus, we are starting off. Is it too loud? Clip out of context? No one clip me out of context, please. Please don't. Please don't. I know we're starting off hot with Tectone. Oh my god. I'm gonna turn this down a little bit. I think it's kind of loud, and then
when likes were still public, people found out that Tectone had liked an animation depicting a Genshin Impact character called Venti getting their backdoor blown wide open by a BB Hilichurl C. For context, Venti is an effeminate male character with the body of a 15-year-old boy, so Tectone has a history of joining it to gay porn involving 15-year-old boys. This is more speculative.
Jesus Christ. You guys, we are 30 seconds in. Oh my god. I don't think the English language was designed to construct words in that order. Oh my god. Holy shit. I see Venti's trending side. I was once again say his ass got no business being that fat. This isn't like yeah, we're already off the rails, baby. Hell yeah.
But photographic evidence suggests that Tectone lives by the slogan, "He who beats it, eats it." In case you don't know what that means, now you might be disgusted by this, but given Tectone's physiology, that's actually a very impressive feat.
Is that all?
Me when I show her my penis? I'm 6'8". I don't know why I would lie about that. My penis isn't that small where I feel the need to lie about my height. But I'm 6'8". I'm 6'8". I'm 6'8". Are you 6'8"? I'm 6'8". 6'7". I'm 6'6". I'm 6'7". I'm 6'7". 6'6" men BMI.
Now,
okay, I'm gonna tell you something straight up. All right, I'm 6'9". I'm a real man. I'm real tall. Okay, I'm 6'9", and I am not like this. All right, I'm jacked. Okay. We are a minute and 11 seconds in. I am 6'9". There are some people who followed me, some of my followers have met me in real life. They can attest. I'm a real tall person. I have never talked about my penis size like this. What's happening? What's happening here? We are a minute and 11 seconds in, and this isn't even a video about Tectone. This is about Nux Taku.
for reference, I'm 6'7". I've sometimes claimed to be 200 and sometimes 201 centimeters, but I've never claimed to be 2 whole inches taller. You might say that lying about 2 inches is not a big deal, but to some people, that's all they've got.
Thankfully, I have a very small cock.
The algorithm didn't have it appear.
Served a 10-year protective order to stay at least 200 yards away from his ex-girlfriend Pinkichu for sexually assaulting and stalking her. He's also been forced to give up all of his guns. Before this all came out, he also had some really deep thoughts.
The more you are aware of what's going on in the world, the more that you are aware of these people that are lying, the more that these people will try to discredit the people telling the truth. I mean, I want you to look at Nux Taku, for example.
Now, I found out about Nux Taku around the time of his Shadman controversy, and because of some drama between Mutaha and someone.
Listen, he has to give up his guns. But me? The guns are always here. Guns are always Guns are always on display. Too big for the frame, actually. Too big for the frame. You guys just got frame mogged. All of you just got frame mogged.
Called Chat Logic. It's a complicated story.
Nux Taku got his entire career temporarily destroyed, which he bounced back from because he's one of the GOATs. God bless you, Nux.
Yes, the post-Nux Clarity incident.
So this video that was uploaded with, again, Nux Taku as Jeffrey Epstein and me as, I assume, Ghislaine Maxwell over here.
Since then, Nux Taku has re-established himself as one of many populistic right-wing commentators, such as Tectone himself, who tried to orbit Asmongold.
I'm sorry. Can we just watch the worst blunt rotation of all time? Nightmare rotation. Okay, let's see how good I am at this. Okay, all right. So, Asmongold, Tectone, Ethan, Nux, Grums, Smash AT, aka Jeff Tarzia, Reb says Des, Smug Alana, and Kirsha, and then Chibi Reviews. I think I got them all correct, right? Got them all correct. He can't handle real aura. Dude, do we know what's so funny? Look at this version of Tectone, this AI version of Tectone. He looks nothing like that. I look more like the AI version of Tectone than Tectone does. Like, isn't that crazy? This is me. Jim wrote it today. Right? Look at this. It was trap development. That's me. Look at that. Those arms. That's me. That's what I actually really look like. Post Jim Riley. That's what I look like. And so this is closer to my build than his build. Crazy. Crazy. Crazy.
Who tried to orbit Asmongold.
Is really like, I mean, this part right here, right? And then there's this. And then there's a little bit of that too.
I was apparently recently hired as Asmongold's thumbnail editor.
I mogged all these people.
Why wasn't Asmongold nominated at the Streamer Awards? And it's me holding up a fucking thing of I'm white, you're black, and I'm pointing a gun at somebody? Damn, bro, like that's what it was. This is a top tier thumbnail? I think it is. Honestly, like we should have just used this one. Oh my God. Hired this guy? Yeah. Yeah, this is great. Thumbnail editor. This is great. Yeah, why not?
My response was not the most charismatic one. He never actually intended to hire me. That was merely a stunt he did for his
Used to be subscribed to a lot of them, but not anymore. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Good job.
Live stream. Given his recent defending of Tectone, it was probably for the best. As a Forbes magazine featured commentator, I can't be associating with people like this. However, this video isn't about Asmongold or Tectone. It's about the rumors circulating.
I told you, I'm a real one. I live that life. I'm a giant man. I'm 6'9". I'm like 300, but I'm going to cut down to like probably 270. And I mog these people. Now, I remind you, these are the people, all these guys who are like, oh my God, we're losing masculinity. No one's masculine anymore. And they think people like me are like soy or whatever. You guys saw what I look like. And then you see what they look like. And they want to call people like me soy. I mog all of them. I could bench press all of them. Like if we're doing some bro shit, like, oh, masculine, I have good facial hair. I'm strong. I have a pretty good build. I'm 6'9". Like I'm everything they want men to be. But they hate me because I disagree with their worldview. Nah, man, you got the pecs of Bane. I'm going to get Toji. I'm going to get to the point where taking my shirt off will get me arrested for indecent exposure. Like, I'm going to have cannons, baby.
Nux Taku.
The amount of misinformation put out on this guy is insane. I mean, dude, I get told that Nux is a pedophile daily. And I'm like...
If you get told one of your friends is a pedophile daily, and I'm assuming not by just the same person, what does that tell you? I mean, they also hate you because your skin color too. I mean, facts. They hate me because my skin is so beautiful, though. It's so nice and smooth. I do take care of my skin. They don't.
Brother, what the fuck are you talking about? Nux has always been good to me, and I'm a guy who's always gonna have the back of my friends. However, I will also be the first guy to hold my friends accountable.
You know, that's a lie. Also, I like how he frames it as Nux has been good to me, so therefore he can't be a pedophile because he's been good to you. Like, what is the logic on that? That guy can't be abusing his girlfriend because he bought me a Christmas gift. So you see, he must be nice to everyone all the time. Like, what the fuck?
We'll see about that. But why would anyone say that Nux Taku lusts after children? I have my own criticisms of the guy, but he's a very religious man.
We got to stand up and fight for God. We were living in a world of like unbelievable hedonism that just kept ramping up higher and higher and higher, you know? Higher and higher, more and more hedonism and secularism, and it completely took over. And this
I take on Andy Pants, Asmongold, and Chibi with 3v1. In what context? Like, outlift them? Yes. Easily. This
is an unbelievable conversation that's being had right now.
He speaks out against hedonism and degeneracy.
It's not surprising that people that are based purely on hedonism, that they think you could fuck everything that moves. They think that sex should be publicized and taught to little babies and children, teaching them to change their genders and shit like that.
He's against sex being taught to young children and little babies.
Stupid.
He hasn't always been open about his religious beliefs, but he has a long history of criticizing the Twitch platform for making adult content available to minors.
Twitch can't decide whether they want to be a 13-plus gaming website or an 18-plus porn website. Twitch wants to rake in all that advertiser.
I was done with Ethan Klein H3 and a lot of the weird Jason right-wing grifters that whom invaded his community because people like Asmongold and Orbers like Tectone and more. Hey man, that's why there's people like me who exist now who are like, we're fighting back against this shit because they ruin everything. But I don't know if you guys know this about Nux Taku. In addition to him being a piece of shit creep and a Zionist, he's also a musical artist. I don't know if you guys knew this about Nux Taku, but he is in fact a musical artist of renown. Okay, we're gonna go back to the video.
Twitch platform for making adult content available to minors.
Twitch can't decide whether they want to be a 13.
We already saw this.
So I'm going to back up Nux Taku on this one. Parents do have the primary responsibility to protect their children, but that responsibility isn't on them alone. If you're publishing content on a 13-plus website, the creators, the parents, and the platform have a shared responsibility to protect the children using that site from being exposed to harmful content. In the case of Twitch, the creators are knowingly streaming inappropriate content, and Twitch isn't cracking down on it. As Nux Taku clearly understands, it is supposed to be a 13-plus platform. If you're allowing or uploading adult content onto that platform, you're clearly doing something wrong and should be held responsible if kids come across that content. Parents can easily block actual adult websites, and some even teach you how to do it. But when adult content is hidden on a 13-plus website, the parents might not even suspect it to be there. Take, for example, Nutaha's aunt.
Here's the fucking wildest thing about her, okay?
What?
So she has every fucking parental filter.
I forgot that him and Nux had a podcast together. Just on his face, looks like the weirdest conversation to have. Like him and Nux, I feel like there'd be nothing there on surface. Is it money you want? Don't make us suffer. No, I don't want your money. We will forgive you another part of my book. Oh my God. I forgot. You guys have some crazy memory to remember that I have a book. Insane memory. Insane pull. And just because YouTube hates you doesn't mean you have to hate us. Listen, I love you guys so much. Thank you. Valentine's Day. Buddha's come, but people give him so much wiggle room, it's maddening. I don't know. I saw people taking his ass to task.
If you walk into her house, it's like North Korea. However, she hasn't done anything for YouTube. She hasn't looked at parental controls. So
liked
in her
Mudahar.
mind, she's like, I'm a good parent. I'm making sure they don't watch porn. And then their kids are watching like Andrew Tate and shit. So she's blocked this one possibly dangerous avenue of like, psych infiltrating shit. but she hasn't locked the other one out.
Instead of telling his aunt to set up parental controls on YouTube, Mutahar decided to shit-talk her parenting on his massive podcast. Very normal behavior.
Are we done to hear you read more of your book? I will read more of my book after we finish this video. That's you guys' reward for me playing peak audio for you guys. Drama boycotts and assassination attempts, Genshin Impact featuring Tectone. Okay. I'm going to say something, all right? And this might seem mean, but you can't tell me you looked at Tectone, this bald fuck right here, and were surprised to hear that he was a rapist. Especially knowing who his father is. You can't tell me like that caught you off guard. People like, oh no, Tectone? He was bad? Tectone? The guy who was like openly mean and dismissive to his wife at the time, that guy was bad? Him? No.
So when adult content is on an adult website, it's easily blocked. When it's on Twitch or YouTube, it can go unnoticed and in the worst cases, subvert those parental controls. That's why it's important for creators on these platforms to keep in mind that their content is going to be available to and be seen by children. As an example, you shouldn't have a hentai reviewer on your podcast and then shout them out by pitching their content as a method to circumvent parental controls.
Ladies and gentlemen, please check out our friend Hartweigen, friend of the show, absolutely amazing creator. If you're into hentai and you want to, and you got parental filters all over your web browser, this is a channel for you because YouTube is not blocked by parental filters. So wink.
That's crazy. That's good. Why are you throwing Bald Hip under the bus? I'm not throwing Bald Hip under the bus. We love Northern Line over here. But y'all having some bad PR right now. Did you fap to? Okay, that's also crazy to have as a YouTube channel, just a hentai review channel. Like that's obviously Mutahar is into this shit though too, right? If like he had him on this podcast and Nux Taku, like obviously he's into this shit too. And listen, if you want to jerk off to hentai, I don't know how you do that because it's animated, but fine. But to make that a YouTube channel is crazy. That like I will agree that is crazy, and I am no prude, but that is crazy.
Wink on that one.
Before you run off calling Mutahar some early porn introduction mogul, this is just a single irresponsible one-off comment from years ago. It was a dumb thing to say, but there is no broad pattern of Mutahar engaging in this behavior. To return to Nux's critique of Twitch, another problem with adult content being on a 13+ website is its potential to funnel children to adult websites and services.
Every single freaking ASMR streamer on Twitch is linking their OnlyFans because ultimately Twitch is a massive funnel to that stuff, and Twitch knows that. Most of Twitch these days is a literal funnel to OnlyFans. Remember, this is a 13+ gaming website where 90% of just chatting streams are boobs, funneling people to the OnlyFans of the streamers.
I will say this though. Sorry. I will say this though. 13+ means 13 and over, right? So that includes 18 over too, right? I do think Twitch struggled a lot with that shit earlier on, but having stuff that's like 18 over, like you have to click on that and make sure you have to be an adult to watch it. I think that's fine. Like the internet has been around in this form for such a long time that we know how it really works, right? Like, you know that, right? Like, yes, YouTube, no one looks at YouTube though and says, this is a kid's site. Like, no one looks at Twitch and go, this is a site for kids. They may say it's a site for gaming, but no one really goes, this is a site for kids. This is a children's site. This isn't fucking AOL Kids or Disney.com, right? You can find a ton of shit on YouTube. It's not even like sexual in nature. You can find a ton of shit on YouTube. Same thing for Twitch. Like, because guess what? Let's say that the Twitch streamers didn't also have OnlyFans, right? And let's say they're playing Grand Theft Auto and you're 13 years old and you're watching someone play a rated M game. That's which also has violence and blood and titties and shit everywhere too. But they can play those games on Twitch. You can play games that have nudity on Twitch. So like, I understand like on its face, like, yeah, it sounds weird for me to say that, but if we actually know how this shit operates, like, yeah, like as long as you have like a thing that's like, hey, this person's stream is rated 18 plus, right? And you're not going to show it on the main page. I think it's fine. Especially because you're 13, you haven't seen boobies before. Okay, all right. You're on the internet. You're 13, haven't seen this. Okay. Sure.
Because it's not like there's any discoverability on OnlyFans. And the recommended page and every thumbnail on the just chatting category would be banned on YouTube. Bro, do you see what's going on your website, bro? This shit would be banned on YouTube immediately.
I'm not too sure about that last bit,
yeah.
But if a creator's content is directing children to adult websites, making it more available and accessible to them, they are more likely to not only seek out that content, but also far more extreme content than they otherwise would have. Nux Taku, on the other hand, has been criticizing Twitch for allowing this content since the creation of the hot tubs category.
The new Twitch meta, ladies and gentlemen, she doesn't need to see it for her browser history. If you look up PONR, her stream is PONR. Bruh.
It's just so noisy.
Bruh. It's unbelievable that this content is allowed.
In February 2021, he released a whole song about it.
I made a music.
Hey, guess what? Hey, guess what? For the YouTube chat, you guys are gonna hate me for this, but I didn't watch the video. I didn't know.
Video parody of Billie Eilish's Bad Guy. When the Twitch hot tub meta was going on, all the top streamers were female streamers in hot tubs wearing nothing. And I made a music video parody. Twitch is hentai.
Twitch is hentai. Twitch thoughts giving teens bloody no sleep.
Damn, a great message and a banger tune. There is just one big problem I have with Nux's critique here. He left out the most dangerous element of this kind of content. Any child can see bikini ladies on the beach or at the pool, but they're not going to see bikini ladies doing erotic dances while surrounded by adult strangers who are touching themselves while chatting with them. They are also not going to receive private messages or invitations to join a private group chat where a much older person showers them with attention and makes them feel special. Creators don't just put out content,
on Twitch.
They have a community, whether it's in their comments or on other platforms. If the creator's content is explicit in nature, then so will their community. If children are allowed into these spaces, the creator is facilitating a space.
No, NSFW, absolute no points, sex community allowed. 18 plus 7, under 18, you're not allowed here. I mean, she seems to be doing it. Oh, it's Morg Pie. Yeah.
Where adults and minors are talking about explicit matters with each other. Even if there are no predators in those spaces, if minors are allowed access, they are still being normalized to the idea that it's okay for them to be talking about these things with random adults, making them much more vulnerable. Nux Taku has actually made videos in the past catfishing predators on Discord, but his activism doesn't end there. In 2021, he tried to trick Shadman, the infamous lolicon artist, into a confrontation to grill them for drawing loli beast comics. Wanna collab? Lamau, no, but your heart's in the right place. Wait, why would Shadman say that? Anyway, these statements and instances where Nux Taku...
I mean, he's obviously going to get into it, but like, it's because he's setting up the dichotomy that Nux is a liar.
Who actually mocked messages he received from Shadman have been misconstrued by bad faith actors to claim that Nux Taku had some connection with Shadman or a desire to work with him. I mean, look at the timeline. We're supposed to believe that 3 days after catfishing predators, Nux Taku was trying to get on Shadman's good side. It is such easily debunkable nonsense. This whole controversy was just an offshoot of the early Mr. Beast drama, when Ava Tyson's fandom of Shadman was exposed. Nux Taku was among the people calling her out on it, but also for running a Discord server where NSFW content was available to minors. Despite his consistent, long-term opposition.
Also, I will say that shit was gross. That shit was gross. And I know. People were like really quick to focus on the fact that Ava Tyson was a trans woman, but that had nothing to do with them being in like gross pervy pedo shit. And I really get sick and tired of people trying to attribute someone's gender identity with them being like a pedophile or groomer. Because like most of the pedophile groomers, in fact, all of that have been exposed. have been nothing but cis males or cis people in general. Nothing to people being trans.
To children being exposed to adult content, and criticism of multiple creators who have blurred the line between adults and children, Nux Taku continues to be smeared as some kind of pedophile because of his old videos.
My videos were showing people weird shit that came out of Japan to get funny reactions, and I to this day do not think that they were harmful videos. I don't.
It really isn't necessary, but let's take a
I speak as a trans woman. Fuck Ava. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Pedophile first. Just like that recent hard pivot with that recent shooting in Canada, right? Oh, it was a trans person. Bro, they were a fucking Nazi. Why don't we focus on the fact that they were radicalized and on the alt-right pipeline became a Nazi? What does it matter if they're trans? They still were a Nazi. That's why I guess people focus so much on idpol. I'm like, these people are fucked up people. It doesn't matter if they're cis or trans or gay or straight. They're fucked up people.
look at one of those examples. If we go to May of 2021,
this video is called
releasing the song about Twitch, and a few months before,
this video is called Nux Taku ruined a child's life for $46.
The Shadman collab request, he released this video. It's about Nux Taku reviewing the old comics made by the author of the Nagatoro manga. It's a romantic comedy about the titular Nagatoro, a high school junior. I know a little trick for looking up the old thumbnails of videos on the Internet Archive, and the thumbnail of this video used to look like this. Nagatoro taking off her panties. This isn't the second version.
Yeah, this isn't a, trust me, this is not a Nux defense video. Trust me.
This is the third version. Here is the second version. Nagatoro completely naked, and there's some kind of a chimpanzee behind her.
But she's sitting here in the forest, and all of a sudden Monkey comes out and starts.
That's a lot of monkey hands. Jesus Christ.
God damn it. And then they proceed to okay, anyway. She ends up having an epiphany that in order to survive, she must drink fluids. So she proceeds to drink fluids. Oh yeah, no, that's why she's like, go as much as you want, because
you can dish out there. Okay.
Yeah, she needs to drink it to survive. This is survival instincts. Boom. They were in fact not in the forest. She was in fact with the monkeys in a zoo in front of a whole bunch of people. Crowd of people? No, an audience? Is this a zoo? They saw all of it? The mating act? This is so crazy. This is the worst image in the history of
why would the monkey bring it up? That's so weird.
So she pushes the shock collar that she happens to be wearing.
Oh, they put her on a shock? What the fuck?
To force her to do the friendship show.
So she's a slave.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up. And then she has to dance like Monkey.
Nux Taku is displaying a comic to his audience about a little girl being raped by a pack of monkeys in a zoo exhibit before a crowd of children. The censorship is at times very lacking. There's lots of fluids and even monkey cocks visible on screen.
He said he doesn't think any of this was harmful to his audience.
Only did Nux Taku show that. He's displaying multiple adult websites and shows the names of all the comics, making it easy for the audience members to look them up for themselves.
On a 13+ website?
It hurts so bad.
What? It's got 69.
There's 69,000 lolicon manga on here.
69,000, no big deal, right?
Popular.
This is far worse than anything I've seen on Twitch. How is this sponsored by Raycon? Wasn't Nux Taku supposed to confront Shadman for this stuff? I thought he was against hedonism and degeneracy. The video was also not age restricted, meaning that he made it visible to his own crowd of children. And the comment section had many children on it. Some of them were asking for Nux Taku to reduce the censorship.
Can you do the non-censored video? Oh man. Oh man. Oh man. I'm so glad my audience are fucking people who are old and washed. Thank God. Thank God we're all unks in this fucking chat. Holy shit.
And others were asking for the source of these adult comics. When I say children, I'm not just making a blind guess. Many of these children had videos of themselves on their channel. So while Nux Taku was railing against Twitch for letting children see bikini ladies, he was uploading content like this, with thumbnails like this, to a 13+ website.
God. Which is, again, still mind-blowing to me that they even thought this was a good idea on a 13+ gaming website, by the way.
And nowadays, he presents himself as this fighter for God and this opponent of degeneracy and hedonism. This video isn't publicly available anymore, because I tweeted a link to it around the time of the post-Nux Clarity incident. It used to embed on the tweet, but now it no longer does, because within 30 minutes of me tweeting it, the video was set to private. There was no apology or explanation, only an attempt to hide evidence.
Damn,
of
not
one's
even
past,
deleting it?
which in itself became evidence of a guilty mind. I have never seen anyone post the kind of content Nux Taku did on a regular basis and not get banned. Not only hasn't he been banned, until recently, he was hanging out with massive, well-respected creators.
Also, I will say though, I still think those videos are up on his anime channel. He has two channels. He has Nux Taku and he has the Nuxstein. Nuxstein, the one he uses the most, that gets the most traction. You know, he has more subscribers on this one. His videos get no views in comparison. Like he gets like 20K to 30K views on average, or like say 50K views. Nothing. Moist Critical, yeah. I will say though, this was before. I don't think Moist Critical was like a super fan of his. But like, if we look at some of his older videos, let's see what anything stands out. I hosted the Ultimate Rule 34 tournament. Certain VTuber, if it's a certain VTuber is gonna be in this video, it's either gonna be Kirsha or it's gonna be like a fucking like Powder Smugglana. Like that's all it's gonna be. So he just some videos. I hosted the Ultimate Rule 34 tournament. I hosted the Ultimate Degenerate Game Show. Let's see what else. Let's see what else. If the most cultured plots featuring Critical and Project Melody. Project Melody's making me uncomfortable. Let's see. It doesn't seem like he's against the degenerate shit. I hosted the world's most legendary Rule 34 times, so he's done it twice at least. Like, yeah, I forced YouTubers to dub extreme anime clips, which is probably like hentai shit. But even looking at these thumbnails, it's so apparent that he's not some like sex is bad and porn is bad. I donate 1,000 streamers. They type P in the search bar, expose their browser. Is there anyone here who used to watch Nux Taku, by the way? Like, is there anyone who used to watch this guy? Because I even before I knew about him, I never like watched him. You know what I mean? Like I always thought his voice was annoying, so I never got into him. Lots of PewDiePie suddenly now, huh? I mean, you could do this yourself, but it seems like he's not against the degeneracy. In fact, a lot of his thumbnails seem to have loli like characters or shit like this in front of it. So it's weird that he's like suddenly, this is bad. This is bad. Oh man. You cry what Trin in Japan, Uda-chan just died in the manga. Like this is okay. It just, you know. Elbows to belly. Like it's people actually liked him. Like that's what throws me. That's what throws me. I think I watched one video of a friend, and that was enough to turn on forever. Yeah, there's certain careers I'm just like, even if they don't get exposed for anything, I'm just like, y'all was like really fucking with them. Like, what was he putting out that was so like revolutionary?
He might be one of the most underlooked and worst cases of such a high-profile creator, profiting from exposing children to adult content, directing them to adult websites, and running their communities with a total disregard for child safety. Nowadays, he pretends that none of this ever happened. He downplays it, lies about it, and deletes evidence of it. Let's start from the beginning. Nux
This was
Taku
still the
started
intro?
out as an anime YouTuber
Oh.
in 2015. He grew slowly and steadily, but in late 2019, everything changed. Jeffrey Epstein died in prison.
Damn, it was not long.
Me, 2 weeks after that.
I also made a video on YouTube that has since been removed, the biggest flexes in hentai. And the degeneracy began from there.
In the video,
That's
Nux Taku-
crazy. That's yeah, before he developed concerns of obsession, this is way before he began signal boosting grifters towards neurotic and drinking, becoming a Kirkstan. Used to watch him, former fan till 2023. That seems a little too. Hey, listen, you know what? As long as you got out of it, that's fine. That seems a little too recent though. But I never found the appeal to people like this because it's like, oh, look, you guys, I watch hentai. Okay. Look at all these sex scenes. It's like, all right. And I know, listen, maybe, I don't have the best sounding voice. Although I have been told my voice sounds kind of nice. And maybe my voice turns people off. But when I heard him speak, I literally couldn't do it. I was like, no, this is, because I'm like, he has to be putting on an act. There's no fucking way someone sounds like this. There's no way.
Views and recommends 10 hentai animations, 7 of which were categorized as loli, meaning they contained underage characters.
And this bad boy, very not chill stepfather, has a very not chill relationship with stepdaughter. Again, most people would think this is weird, but hentai clearly knows better.
He was already showing adult
Jesus
content
Christ,
to a
dude.
13+ audience, and giving them advice on how to find adult
voices.
content online.
The reason why I bring it up here is because without putting text on the screen is nearly impossible to remember. Therefore, since the plot, and it's a goddamn plot, deep thematic and philosophical undertones here, I believe anyone who wanted to search this bad boy up without said title, because I was a douche for not putting it on screen, would just simply look up time stop hentai. Far easier than...
Jesus Christ, dude. Also, this is officially the longest video of Nux Taku I've ever watched. And okay. Also, I was aware of him in the past. Like, I do remember his fucking Red X PNG pictures. And I was just like, who the fuck is this guy? And then I heard about him afterwards because he was obsessed with Jade Animations. And then I was like, oh, no, this guy's a fucking loser.
Very
I
understandable.
never actually consumed this stuff
Y'all
directly.
Sent me screenshots on Twitter, link to my Twitter in the description, of the top recommended searches on the hub of prawn. And lo and behold, much to my surprise, WTF!
Actually, that's a lie. I did see one of his videos where I think it was talking about like anime power systems or like techniques. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I saw the rest of it. I was like, no. If I have to scrub my YouTube feed because I indulge this nonsense, hey, man.
Fan base, one of the top hits.
I do this all the time.
And it stayed like that for 3 goddamn days immediately after me uploading my biggest flexes in hentai video. Now that is the biggest flex in hentai.
At the time, these videos earned him a massive amount of attention. The first video got 500,000 views, and its many sequels were even more successful, with the whole series garnering a total of 5 million views. One of them was even sponsored by an adult game platform. Because these videos
Jesus
were far more
Christ,
TOS
man.
risky than his usual content, Nux Taku would soon delete them after uploading to avoid moderation consequences.
The greatest plots in hentai too! Yes, this video will be deleted soon after uploading for the sake of my channel's survival. But a promise is a promise. So, yippee, here we go. 50,000 likes and the greatest plots
it's just-
in hentai
it's
3
so-
will be out eventually.
In reality,
He's
he
so
didn't actually
annoying.
delete them. He set them to private, and at a later date, he set them to unlisted, meaning that anyone with a link could see them. I actually
It's so
managed to
boring.
find these videos quite some time ago. I archived
Oh my God, dude. The YouTube stream was once again. My YouTube stream is fucking going to shit. My YouTube stream was going to shit. Oh my God. I hate I hate this so much. Why is it doing this to me today? All right. Okay, we're back.
Subscribers. In 2020, he was collaborating with some of the biggest creators on the platform and filming their reactions to adult animations or comics, often involving characters of a questionable age.
My Twitch too? Fuck me.
Door. So it's a woman with her ass out, and this one's like an anal key. And Ash Ketchum is well, at least a young Ash Ketchum seems to be approaching it.
Oh no.
And he uses what's called the fist dash, it seems, to gain entry.
Oh, wow. Is this made for you?
Yeah, I think it's gone now. So now he sprayed her with the spray of
I'm sorry, what is...
Oh no. She's quivering. Oh my god! What? I didn't experience that!
Like,
no.
okay.
Given his size as a creator, Moist Critical actually appeared in Nux Taku's videos surprisingly frequently. He used to be a part of something Nux Taku called the Hentai Gang, and they would react to various hentai clips together.
And listen, I'm gonna be honest. Like, I know Moist Critical is not ashamed of like sex stuff, right? I know it's that sex stuff. He's done like he went dildo for dildo with Belle Delphine, okay? I get that. But I also feel like this shit, it's like, okay. It's like, okay, you watch porn. Like, let's just say we're just talking about porn. You watch porn. Okay, you're not the only person who watches porn. So you make videos where you just show people weird porn? Like, just conceptually, like, how is that funny? Like, how is that like, oh man, this is great.
Oh god.
Great content.
This is good stuff. We got full color, snuff, guro, torture, amputee. All the wholesome tags.
Sounds good. Let me see that shit.
Nux Taku also
Thank you,
deployed a very
Hobo,
aggressive
following on
clickbait
Twitch.
strategy, showing
Yes. Also, if you guys are suffering on YouTube, just follow on Twitch. YouTube chat's way behind by this point.
some bikini ladies wasn't enough. He needed cropped hentai, bestiality, and lolly. Despite
Jesus
having displayed
Christ.
this content in his videos and thumbnails for years, Nux Taku has consistently denied being into
Jesus.
it, but he also claims he doesn't believe enjoying it makes you a pedophile.
There are 3 levels here, okay? There's lollies, which I have absolutely nothing against. I don't think anyone has anything against lollies, okay? Like Chibidoki or...
Wait, the irony of Rev Says Des making a video saying, what was he thinking when he says he likes lolly? Rev, you also like lolly. Like, what?
Megumin from Konosuba or Gura. Nothing has anything against lollies. It's lolly that's the gray zone.
Nux Taku would begin to signal
Jesus
anti-lolicon
Christ.
sentiments in 2022, causing drama between him and Rev Says Desu.
They couldn't believe
Right.
the guy who has used lolly-related content in his thumbnails, videos, and the same guy who has openly befriended lolicons, followed and praised lolicons on Twitter, could be making such a statement under glaring hypocrisy.
I don't like Rev, but they are making a sound
I also don't like Rev. So I will not be giving them. Actually, no, he's making a sound argument. I hate Rev though.
point.
Have you seen your thumbnail? This thumbnail, lolly likers are pedos. This is in quotes, like it's something I actually said.
It's a pretty reasonable inference of your position based on the content of your tweet.
I did not say this. I didn't even say this a little. Not even a little. And this dude's like, oh, dude, we're going to make this thumbnail. So, dude, when it comes to thumbnails, you can be quiet.
Instead of engaging, Nux Taku acts incredulous that how could someone possibly be saying this?
Then he goes on this whole rant. He's like,
These thumbnails are insane,
You should have
by the
your
way.
legs broken then because you like lollies. See, you have Gura in the thumbnail. Like, dude, what is going on? What is going on? So, constantly taking me out of context.
Also,
constantly
lolly is
making me
fucking
look like
terrible.
a
I'm
hypocrite
sorry.
For things that I've never been a hypocrite about.
Nux's response to Rev was set to private around the time of the post-Nux Clarity incident. Despite his history, in early 2024, Nux Taku had no problem calling Vosh a pedophile for flashing his lolly horse
Oh my
photo on
God,
stream
dude.
for a couple seconds. Meanwhile,
honestly, if it wasn't for people like Critical Muda and Vexora collabing with him, he would never take it off. He is insufferable. He was literally just coasting up collabs the whole time. Yeah, but like the fact that he got those people to collab with him in the first place, he's I guess a feat in itself. And also, that's usually the route most YouTubers take. They either have a really big collab that gets them attention, or something viral pops off.
he had his own horse folder on his public YouTube channel. He also forgot to censor the contents of Vosh's folder in his coverage. Old habits die hard, I guess.
I am the one that gets canceled daily for being a gooner on Twitter, by the way. And I have never saved a porn image.
One of the more shocking images in Vosh's
he was
folder
against gooning,
depicted
though.
a lolicon VTuber that Nux had reacted to.
What?
16 is high school. No! Wait, high schoolers aren't lollies. I agree. Lollies are 1,000-year-old cum vampires. I agree.
What?
Yeah, great intro. Everyone, hey everyone, meet Natsuhito Matsuri, extremely wholesome VTuber. Also, she likes talking about lollies. Nothing weird here at all. Oh god, this rabbit hole goes deep.
She just said she is into 10 to 12-year-olds, and Nux does not push back in any serious manner. He then proceeds to
Wait,
react
what?
to that content for 20 more minutes.
That was a great video, damn!
Nux clearly had no problem with loli content, and he was happy to pander to lolicons for years. To return to
What the
Nux
fuck
Taku's
is happening
thumbnails,
with my-
I've
hold
seen
on.
comments under some.
I don't know what's going on with my stream, dude. It is dropping so many frames now. Like, what the fuck is happening? It can't be because I'm splitting. Is it my internet? Hold on. I feel like it can't be
Videos
my
mentioned.
internet. What the fuck is happening, dude? Hold on. It's just like suddenly just fucking tanking. Everything's tanking right now. Like, what the fuck? No, like on my end, things are tank. This doesn't make any sense though, because like, look, granted, I'm streaming right now, but it's like, it's not like my internet is shit. But for some reason, I'm getting like, I have like what 27% of my frames has dropped on my stream so far. That's crazy. That's crazy. Like, what the fuck? What is happening? This is getting annoying, dude. I have to like, I don't want to fucking restart the whole stream again though. Like, I already had to do that already. And it is super fucking annoying to have to like redo everything all the time. Like, I don't know if I should stream on fucking god damn it, dude. Are we? Yeah, it's just saying it's dropping frames right now. Holy shit. How is it doing that? Demon's finding. Yeah, I paused it. But like, if I can show you what's happening right now, I'm streaming at like, I'm getting like 5,000, 6,000 kilobytes a second, but I dropped 10,000 frames. Oh my God, this is so annoying. Yeah, no, I understand my Twitch thing's fucking up too. I'm saying everything's, I don't know if it's just I don't know if it's like the program I'm using or what, but I'm going to have to. All right, here's what I'm going to do. Okay. This is annoying. So this is what I'm going to do. I am going. You want me to keep the stream? Okay, I'm going to keep the stream up. But if this shit starts shitting again, I'm going to have to restart.
And him changing them, but that early version
God
has
damn.
not been captured on the Wayback Machine. In the case of this thumbnail, there are low-resolution captures of the early versions, which
What the
depict
fuck?
a woman indulging in self-exploration, censored only by this incrementally growing emoji. Whenever these old thumbnails arouse controversy, Nux Taku goes to quietly censor them. He was clearly maximizing the amount of adult content he could show without getting in trouble with YouTube. And he would use various tricks to dodge demonetizations and indulging in self-exploration, censored only by this incrementally growing emoji. Whenever these old thumbnails arouse controversy, Nux Taku goes to quietly censor them. He was clearly maximizing the amount of adult content he could show without getting in trouble with YouTube. And he would use various tricks to dodge demonetizations
okay, thank God.
and age restrictions.
Oh
my God, thank God.
Is blacklisted on YouTube big time. When I made my video talking about the Shota thing, Shota trending on Twitter, I spelled it with a U and it gets past the censors. I took out the U, instantly demonetized. Added in the U, turns green again.
I'll tell you right now, Shota is not good. Shota's about little boys, and I will leave it at that.
Dude, I'm telling you, YouTube is run by idiots. Evil idiots, but idiots nonetheless.
He would use special characters in titles and euphemistically refer to adult content as being cultured or wholesome. If a parent saw a title like, "I showed cultured clips to normie YouTubers" in their child's browser history, it would hardly stand out as a hentai reaction video. Many of these videos originally had far more explicit titles, but Nux Taku has gone back to censor them later. There are also many videos that are no longer available. Nux Taku wasn't only exposing his audience to adult content, he was directing them to it. Leaving the titles of these adult animations visible on screen was not an oversight or an accident.
I love how people ask me for the sauce. I have the title in the screen, people. That's why I don't make them full screen, so you can always find the sauce.
The source, or the source, being the origin of the adult content. Whenever he showed porn in his videos or thumbnails, the comments were full of requests.
Yeah, welcome back everyone to a hopefully smooth streaming experience where we're watching Nux Taku talk about the sauce of his hentai. This is why you subscribe and watch the TTB and Gaming channel for content like this. This is why you guys come here every Saturday.
For the source. Some would name the artist or name the individual work. Others would even post direct links, most of which have been automatically deleted. Some of them still remain, linking to an image tagged with loli and imminent rape, because Nux Taku used it in his thumbnail. Nux Taku would sometimes
But if I say these people should be put under the jail, I'm wrong. I'm wrong. If I say we should have these people in unmarked graves, I'm wrong for saying that.
Pin these source posts, encouraging these ecosystems of porn sharing in his comments. He's actually acknowledged this phenomenon in his videos.
Half my comment section in the previous episode of the Hentai Gang was all about, where can I find this door one?
Alright, so...
It really isn't hard to find.
Okay, Charlie.
Yeah, it's super easy to find if you just type in, like...
Very cool, Charlie.
It comes up almost immediately, because...
Charlie, no! No, Charlie. Critical, no!
I didn't remember the name during the episode. That's all I typed in and found it in almost instantly.
Thanks for the instructions on how to find that hentai comic online. As you can see...
I know Morse Critical is... He definitely saw this video. I know he's watching this shit like Interstellar, where he's like, no! Don't let me leave, Murph! Like, I know he's watching his old self like, no! Or like the Breaking Bad meme, where he's like, get out of there, no!
Talking about, exhibiting, and directing people to adult media was a core part of Nux's content and the community around it. Now, YouTube is again a 13+ website, just like Twitch. So, Nux Taku was making this content available to minors. But did it appeal to them? You've seen enough of his presentation to know that his audience was hardly above the age of 18. If
we are 27 minutes into his video.
You're not looking for an adult audience. Given his previous focus on anime, Nux Taku's audience would already trend towards being pretty young, but it wasn't young enough. He would imitate the thumbnail style of channels like Game Theory, which is very popular with children, and make lots of other content.
Okay, fun fact.
Style of channels like
about
Game
this
Theory,
right here,
which is very popular.
I was there. This was at the launch, I believe, of his YouTube Red series, the Game Lab. I was there. I met Matt Pat. I met Mr. Sands' Ness. Mr. giving a copy of Undertale to the Pope. I met him.
Popular with children, and make lots of other content trying to attract MatPat's attention. He eventually succeeded and collaborated with not just MatPat, but also PewDiePie and...
Wait, what the fuck? MatPat too? Come on! God, how deep does this go? Oh, man. Not Mr. FNAF. God damn. God, is this my Epstein's file when I'm looking through and like, oh my God, I can't believe one of my favorite content creators. God damn, dude. Listen, I am marked safe from the Nuxstein files, okay?
Markiplier, except he didn't. These are just misleading.
Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh fuck. Oh fuck. Oh no, it's fine. It's safe. Oh my God. Oh Jesus Christ. Oh my God. What a piece of shit. Oh my God.
Clickbait thumbnails. However, if you were a fan of one of these massive channels with very young audiences, and you were tricked into clicking on one of these videos, your recommendations would fill up with stuff like this. This combo of factors that would drive this content to a young audience would not be complete without Nux Taku's favorite rule.
Nux Taku did a podcast for Legal Mindset and Tectone Down Saltman. That makes sense. Him doing a podcast for Tectone makes 1,000% sense. Same thing with Legal Mindset and Dan Saltman. That's fine. Not fine, but that makes sense. But having like MatPat and Markiplier, and I would even say, even at that time, PewDiePie would have made no sense. PewDiePie wasn't collaborating with anyone who wasn't like Sean or Mark.
That being Rule 34.
And if you're not familiar with the term Rule 34, it's a term and
Moose-themed,
website
hell yeah.
Talking about how if anything exists, there is porn of it.
Nux Taku being obsessed with it is a meme by itself. He was making videos about Pokemon, anime, and other children's IPs while using Rule 34 of them as clickbait, or as the subject of the entire video. The most popular video on his second channel was a reaction to a viral Animal Crossing adult animation with very minimal censorship. There are small blurs around the genital areas, but you could still make out what's going on.
Why would you say this? Why would you say underage kids on TikTok are doing this, obviously solo, but the implication is there while you are swaying back to back and doing this? I heard a rumor, not sure how she would Nux Taku want to collaboration with Valkyrie. There's no way on earth Ray would ever have fucking done a collaborate with Nux Taku. Like, that's just no way. No way. Not even back then, no way.
What implication? And what's funny about it? When this animation came out, it became a viral meme, and a bunch of kids on TikTok were, as Nux Taku says, doing the things or doing the dance. In other words, publishing media of themselves for anyone in the world to see, in which they are replicating moves from an adult animation they had been exposed to. Very understandably, some people considered this to be a risk to those children's safety.
This is currently the most concerning trend on TikTok.
Is it really the most concerning trend on TikTok? There's literally a trend right now called devious licks, where people break into schools or are in schools and steal stuff like hand sanitizer and fire alarms and toilet seats. They just rip them off the toilets. That is a trend on TikTok right now. But no, this is the most disturbing.
Here's the thing. I would say, in all honesty, I remember the devious licks thing. It did blow up and get way too extreme, but I would still say overall, I would rather have kids do devious licks than fucking show themselves imitating an adult animation while they are underage, provocatively moving their body that way, where pedophiles congregate. Like, I would much rather some dumbass kid steal a toilet seat or steal a door off of a bathroom stall than some underage girl doing that dance. Like, yeah, I would actually, yes, I would actually say that. Because you know what happens when you do that dumbass shit, like stealing a door? There's a real life consequence. you might have to go to juvie. Your parents will get involved. You might get suspended. But you know what doesn't happen? You don't have pedophiles knocking at your door.
Trend on TikTok. All right, dude.
What's worse? Children being at risk of being exploited, or children stealing toilet seats?
More and more TikTokers have
said.
started to recreate that dance, and it's got
sus.
people concerned. Basically, a lot of people are afraid that the dance is going to get really popular, and kids are going to start coming on the app and doing it and get targeted by predators.
No one's afraid of.
So I literally, damn, I'm good at this shit. You guys, chat, am I actually good at this shit? Am I actually cracked at this shit? Because I have not watched this video, but as a normal person with a functioning brain, I can say that confidently that would be a normal person's response between stealing a toilet seat and having predators coming for you. Which would you rather your child do? Like, I can ground my child. I can get the toilet seat back. And if any worse comes to it, I can pay for the damages. I can't stop predators for downloading videos of my child who was sexually dancing on TikTok underage. Like, what the fuck? Great minds think alike. I just think these people are dumb, though. Like, I think I'm not even okay. I get that I'm pretty educated, right? I have a degree and I read and I study, but like, I still think as a normal person, by normal people's standards, these people are exceedingly stupid, which makes me look prophetic every time I predict what they're going to do.
That. All right, maybe I'm not around TikTok enough, and I don't understand the ecosystem.
Come on, you brain at work.
People
True.
are afraid of kids being targeted by predators because they're doing a dance. Okay.
Of course they
kids
would
are
be
targeted by predators on TikTok for freaking breathing crooked. I don't think this dance is gonna push anyone over the edge, but that's just me.
Okay, you know what kind of reasoning that is? That is, hear me out. That is the same reasoning when people say, when women get assaulted and they go, what were you wearing? Like, that's the implication is, as a woman, because of what you're wearing, you deserve that, right? Which you don't. But that's what the implication is. But that line of thinking is people are going to assault you regardless, right? So don't wear that. Don't do that. Here he's doing, in a similar vein, is, in the reverse, right, is those women were going to be, predators are going to go after them regardless. So what does it matter if they're gyrating underage? The predator was going to go after them regardless, which is the inverse, but still the same type of thinking as, you shouldn't wear that dress because someone's coming after you. Either way, this is a predator defense. Well, predators go after people for just breathing. So you're not going to push them over the edge if you are wearing a skirt, looking into the camera and swaying your hips. Yeah, that's not going to do anything more to them than if you were just wearing a big burlap sack. You're right. You're absolutely right. Because as we know, men on the internet definitely have respect for women as a whole and aren't fucking creeps. Yeah, I'm saying people are going to get guns anyway, so why have gun control? Right? It's the same shit as like that. Like, whenever they want to defend something fucked up, they will just take the inverse of an already fucked up argument. The what were you wearing argument when women get attacked now becomes the, well, it doesn't matter what you're wearing because you're going to get attacked regardless. And that's good. You should be gyrating on the internet underage because guess what? A predator is going to go after you either way. Like, oh, it's so annoying.
A child that is publicly self-reporting as having been exposed to adult content is absolutely more likely to be targeted. It means that their internet access is unrestricted and likely unsupervised. They're an easy target.
So if you happen to see any kids on your For You page doing this dance, please nicely encourage them to stop.
Nicely encourage them to stop is just sending hate mobs in nicer words.
This guy could be a total grifter in his own right, but nothing about what he's saying here should be controversial. It's basic, common sense, internet child safety. But Nux Taku takes it as some existential threat, which makes sense when you think about what he's doing for 2 seconds. He's regularly uploading content sexualizing children's cartoon characters onto a 13+ platform. Characters designed to appeal to children and more likely to be recommended to children. If you look at this video's comments, you see dozens of children.
I see we're talking about great value Sans. You mean Timu, Sans from Timu? Yeah. He's not even Sans, he's just called Without. But yeah. If like Cat Bunny was doing that, I would kind of tell it to stop. Yeah. Another thing too is to frame it as, oh, he's gonna send hate mobs to them. You know what? Good. Send hate mobs to children dancing like that on the internet. Good. That's a good thing. That's good. Maybe they'll stop doing it. Like, it's not like he's saying these like 18, 19-year-olds, because they're still children, but whatever. They're, I guess, legally adults. These are like kids doing this. You shouldn't want that. When I saw that, I don't know what the character's name. It's like something with an A. Cause I don't play Animal Crossing. I saw that and I just heard the music and just the upper part, and I was like, what the fuck is this? And then someone told me what it was, and I'm like, why is this on TikTok? Like, why is this on hip hop? Wait, my stream's getting cooked already? I haven't dropped any frames though. No fucking shot. No shot. Oh my God. Are you telling me? Hold on, let me go on YouTube again. I feel like why is this on hip hop? Oh, I see. Wait, my stream's getting cooked already? I haven't dropped any frames though. YouTube's a little behind, but it's not showing any. It's not showing any loss of packets or anything like that. And Twitch is fine. Oh, fuck me, dude. Okay, let me go to my studio again. Hold on. Everything was going so well, which meant, of course, it was going to fuck up. Okay, let's do live. Live video. Let's see. I'm not seeing anything. I'm not seeing anything about it turning to shit. So I don't know if it's. I feel like it's. Yeah, it's not dropping anything on my end, so I don't know what to tell you guys.
Children explicitly reporting their ages, many of them being under 13. These are not adults pretending to be children as a joke. I've seen what's on their channels. They are uploading videos of themselves onto their channels and then leaving public comments under Nux Taku's videos for anyone in the world to see. There are thousands of comments like this scattered all over Nux Taku's backlog, some new, some old, but many of them are from children who are still minors. Nux Taku obviously doesn't directly control who watches his videos or what they upload onto their channels, but he was choosing to upload this content onto a 13+ platform where it was available to children. If you make content about sex and porn available to children, you're gonna receive comments about sex and porn from children. If you look at the audience retention graph, you can see that barely anyone is watching this video for Nux Taku's commentary. All of the attention is hyper-focused on the segment.
That's crazy. That's crazy though, to be like, if you watch this graph, you can see that no one actually gives a fuck about this guy's opinions. They're just here for the porn, which obviously, because Nux Taku's opinions are bad and no one cares. But it's just hilarious to see that, like, live, like, no one's watching your shit for your commentary. And also, I will say, Nikandros said you can't control your audience. To an extent, true. But if your content that you're putting out is like, I'm a Minecraft channel, and you're talking about Minecraft, and suddenly you start talking about Minecraft Rule 34, like, you know your audience is children. Like, you know your audience is children. You know it is. If I was doing FNAF content nonstop, and then suddenly I'm showing you guys Chica double caked up on a fucking Thursday afternoon, and having like Chica and like Foxy twerking off, I know that children are going to be seeing that because that's my audience. That's why the topics I choose to talk about would not appeal to someone under the age of fucking 14, 15 years old. Because I'm not talking about it in the context of like, look at the pretty colors. I'm talking about like, hey, color theory. Hey, do you know why they chose these colors? And most children aren't interested in that shit. So like, to an extent, you can't control who watches your stuff. but you more or less know who your core audience is.
The adult animation is shown. Who do you think is watching it over and over again? Any adult could just go and watch the uncensored animation elsewhere. However, to the children who cannot access adult websites, this is the most easily available and the least censored version of the animation that they can find. Here is a comment from a child saying that they can't access the uncensored animation because of parental controls. This child's parents did not want them to be exposed to this kind of media, but Nux Taku's content enabled it to happen anyway. Nux Taku knows that YouTube doesn't want that content on its platform, and he was actively reverse engineering the site's moderation in order to continue uploading this content without getting age restricted. He was so successful at it that even if you enable restricted mode and the parental control filters, videos like this would still be visible on his channel. With the same video, where Nux Taku was shitting on this guy for caring too much about child safety, he was contributing to and profiting from all of the issues that the guy was raising awareness of.
Alright, Mr. Noah, I don't know you, and you seem like a decent man. John 3:16, my man. He's a man of the people. This dude, this absolute legend. I didn't even notice that before. Don't quote Bible verses in your bio, dude. What? John 3:16 is, "For God so loved the world that he gave his own forgotten son, that whoever believeth in him should not perish, but have everlasting life."
Wait,
all right, gamers. Yeah, all right.
Doesn't Nux, hold on, doesn't Nux have like, isn't he like a Bible motherfucker too now? Am I tweaking? I have him blocked. Does he have 2 accounts? He has 2 accounts. Hold on, wait. Mythic Talent. Wait. He signed with Mythic Talent? Of course he did. Of course he did. Of course he fucking did. Of course he fucking did. I had no idea that he was signed with. Followed by Nexpo? Come on. Come on, Nexpo. Yeah, Mythic Talent. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course, though. Like, I'm not surprised. Me being surprised about this? No. Not at all. Not at all.
If I see that in the bio, I'm gonna... All right, dude.
Fighting for court was not the moneymaker for Nux Taku at the time. The real moneymaker was running Rule 34 tournaments and networking with massive creators.
What I did today is I gathered 8 YouTubers, put them in a tournament bracket format, and had them battle it out, where they each select different fictional characters, and
they all
based
jump out
on the amount of entries they have on Rule 34. They are stronger choices.
Not only are these videos just flagrant celebrations of degeneracy and hedonism.
You know what makes me really uncomfortable about this? Is the fact that we know that Nux is making this video while having a massive erection.
Yes! I mean, no.
They are entirely based around the promotion of an explicit adult website full of adult content of children's characters. The website appreciated the attention and promoted Nux Taku's videos in exchange.
My last video that I used Rule 34, they actually...
That's so fucking okay, so you know how people rightfully so were talking about how Kick is just a fucking front for people to go to stake.com because Stake obviously owns Kick, and how it's very incestuous how they're just getting content creators, giving a bag to go to stream on Kick so then they can get their audience to start gambling. This is before that. This is the same thing. He was going to Rule 34 so much that Rule 34 was like, hey, we're gonna fucking sponsor your shit. We're gonna shout you out. Just to fucking have more people go to their site. It's gonna be children. And yet this is the kind of person who'll be like, trans people are groomers and are bad for your kids.
I posted my video on the homepage of the website, so in their honor, you know.
If you want to do these competitions with your adult friends, that's totally fine. What isn't fine is uploading these competitions onto a 13+ platform in which you're promoting an adult website full of thousands of images sexualizing children's cartoon characters.
Yeah.
Because of its animated nature, hentai is already much less intimidating to children than photographic adult content. If you're also using characters that are designed to appeal to children, are already familiar to children, and are attached to brands that the algorithm will push to children, you are basically maximizing the potential of your content to introduce children to adult media at even younger ages. I have already shown that this was undeniably a function of Nux's content, but I can't say that it was his intent. However, I can demonstrate that.
Wait, no fucking way. What? What's going on? He watches Digital Circus.
It was absolutely undeniable that Nux Taku knew that children were watching his content. The descriptions of his videos used to explicitly label them as PG-13. This disclaimer can even be found on the monkey comic video. That's an explicit admission that Nux Taku was fine with 13-year-olds seeing this stuff. But we can do better. Months before the monkey comic video and the Animal Crossing video, Nux Taku saw one of his child fans with his own eyes. On October 31st of 2020,
this is what I said.
He requested his audience to email him the most cursed NSFW videos or memes for a chance to win $1,000.
I want you guys to send me the most cursed, whatever, for this new email I made, just nuxbadidea@gmail.com. Whoever sends me the best, most cursed, funniest ones, $1,000, best luck, don't disappoint. There's only one way this can go. There's only one way this can go.
No limit on how horrible it is. Despite requesting NSFW content, the announcement does not list a minimum age, so Nux Taku was giving a financial incentive to minors to find the worst NSFW content they could. After a day, he'd already received thousands of submissions. He would review these submissions a month later in a video with Oompaville and Iron Mouse.
I've never even pondered the thought that we could have.
I'm sorry, Oompaville and whom?
With Oompaville and Iron Mouse.
Iron Mouse? Jesus Christ. I'm not even trying to be some like everyone here is terrible and awful who's a part of this. No, I'm not trying to say that. But what I'm saying is it is insane how many big people were connected to this guy. I do not understand the appeal of Nux Taku. Like, at no point in his career would I ever been like, I want to hook up with this guy. I want to attach myself to this person. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, oh my God. It's so fucking weird. I'm going to say it like this, and I think it is you said that anyone's defending people, Nux Taku like Tactical is absolute dumbass. Yeah, I already did. I've already done a video on Tactical Simplar. Iron Mouse has very vocally ditched him after the pedo stuff. I mean, thank God. Iron Mouse and most of the former V Shoujo. I did hear about Nux Taku's fall of V Shoujo, but I just feel like it's another like Tectone situation where it's like no one saw this coming. No one saw him being a creep eventually coming out. Like most of his videos were, look at this loli shit. Bro, I don't fucking know, man. Like, oh my God.
I've never even pondered the thought that we could have lolly and guro and bondage all in one thing. That's amazing.
Oh my God.
Among those submissions was a video that one of Nux Taku's child fans had recorded of themselves.
No fucking way. When I said this could only end one way, I was thinking of them seeing like a picture of themselves, not a fucking video. Also, I will say Iron Mouse's VTuber model, big upgrade from this. I thought she was new to the scene. I didn't know she was here for a minute.
Oh, what? Bro.
I don't even know what that was.
That was some kid just sent you a video of them shitting and then shooting a dog with a Nerf gun.
It would be really funny not to provide the full context.
Oh, what? Bro.
If you're scared of getting sued, this ain't the move.
That was some kid just sent you a video of them shitting and then shooting a dog with a Nerf gun.
Wait, what the fuck?
But I'll do so anyway. It's not CSAM. It's some little boy farting into their phone camera. Then they shoot at their dog with a Nerf gun. There's no nudity, and you can't even see their face. However, they are clearly a child, and based on the size of their hand, a very young one at that. There's also no sign of Nux Taku getting parental consent to publish this video. So he's published a video of someone's child without consent and mixed it in with a bunch of reactions to Loli Bondage Guru comics.
Oh my god.
This competition was not a one-time thing. It was a whole series, and the total number of emails...
Is that Tommy in it? No, that's not Tommy in it. This is... Okay, straight up, if I was PewDiePie or Mr. Beast, which I mean, I wouldn't want to be either, but if I was them and I saw my name on these videos, I would have sued the shit out of Nux Taku. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I would have sued the fuck out of them.
They received in the end was around 10,000. Whether he intends it or not, by showing this video, Nux Taku is signaling to the children in his audience that they are welcome to participate. In the rest of the series, Nux Taku shows lots of adult websites and links to them fully uncensored.
Was that Wooly? No, not Wooly.
Not only that, there are many instances in these videos where Nux Taku fails to hide the names of the people sending these emails. So he has solicited children to send him porn, and now he's doxing them to his audience. But that's besides the point here. Nux Taku absolutely knew that children were not only watching, but engaging with his content and his community. Did that cause him to reconsider his content decisions? No. A couple months later, he released a Twitch song, then the Monkey Comic video, and then the Animal Crossing video. Not only did he not change, he began criticizing Twitch for exposing minors to adult content, despite exposing minors to far worse things. So there's a rough outline of the mass child mind poisoning machine that Nux Taku operated and made a ton of money from. We have already seen some of the community interactions in the comments of his videos, but that's only scratching the surface. Let's go back to 2019.
So, the announcement portion of this video is as follows. My favorite of PewDiePie's videos are his Luai videos, where he gets to see how his community memes around his own content. I personally love that style video. How the community itself can come together, because it's not just the YouTuber or the YouTuber's content that's enjoyable, but it's the idea of this little community forming. So, I am creating a Nux Taku subreddit, which will not be called Nux Taku because someone already made r/.
In another effort to...
Okay, this seems like a fucking bad idea. You hate Twitch ads? Hey, if you don't want ads, you can just subscribe to the channel, or you can just wait. I'll pause it. I don't want to be an asshole who's like, you gotta pay to watch my video. But if you do subscribe, I also appreciate that too. But okay, he's already had children send him things directly. What do you think is going to happen if he opens a fucking Reddit? If he opens a subreddit, who do you think they are going? Okay, who do you think they are going? What if this is going to happen in your subreddit? A lot of these LA streamers are being caught up in the whole mess with Nux Taku. What? What LA streamers are with Nux Taku?
Imitate PewDiePie, in 2019, Nux Taku founded his own subreddit, r/Nux Taku submissions. Nowadays, it's a hentai dumping ground, but back then, it was full of memes about anime and children's cartoons.
Hey, stop touching weird places. Don't worry about it. It's flat anyway. Destruction 100. Ho ho ho. Huge roast there. That's like the ultimate hentai logic as well.
But this is Nux Taku we're talking about. So there were also posts about hentai. For several years, the Reddit had no moderation other than Nux Taku. And on one occasion in 2020, the Reddit was spammed full of hentai.
There were thousands, nay, tens of thousands of posts of Sakura hentai.
The Reddit was also not marked as 18+, and there was no minimum age listed in the rules.
Exactly.
Forgive me, Lord, but I did it. Please forgive me. Stop sending gentai. Why? I already lost No Nut November. Half of my class saw Aqua's butthole on my screen. To be fair, mad respect for sending Aqua's butthole, and your class should be thankful.
The OP of this post was 12 years old.
To be fair, mad respect for sending Aqua's butthole, and your class should be thankful.
They are literally talking about a class in that post. There is no reason not to assume they might be a minor. And had Nux Taku checked their profile when the screenshot was taken, he would have seen this comment. This child was not a one-time poster. Between October 20
Oh my god. Oh my god. 156 posts? Oh my god.
2019 and August 2020, they made 160 posts to the Reddit. Many of them appear in Nux Taku's videos, sometimes back to back. So Nux Taku was profiting from their presence on the Reddit, and the attention he gave to their posts would encourage them to continue engaging with his community. Some of their posts on the Reddit mention depression, some include hentai, and sometimes they would be sharing and requesting the source. In one of their earliest posts, they mentioned having gotten into...
I'm on Oh No, It's Alex right now. Again? Gotta be scraping the bottom of the barrel at this point then, right?
Weird kinky shit. In the comments of that post, they shared a story about having been molested. Quick reminder, Nux Taku made money from allowing this person to be present in his community. They had multiple very highly upvoted posts that made it into Nux's videos, and he would sometimes show multiple of them back.
I'm his favorite channel. I told you, I'm everyone's favorite content creator. I'm everyone's favorite.
Back to back in the same video. The only reason I'm comfortable drawing attention to this user is because the account has been abandoned for years. As far as I know, it was never banned. After going through all of their comments and posts, I was unable to find any connections to other social medias, so they should be anonymous. This was also not the only child present in the community. By doing a couple searches, you can find many others openly stating their age. Content creators exploiting the volunteer labor of their audience for content is nothing new, but those spaces have teams of moderators to keep the content age appropriate. When you have a community that includes minors, you would ideally be proactive and lean on the side of caution, as we can see from this announcement on Nux Taku's Discord from January 2022. Moderation-wise, the Reddit was totally unattended
for 4 years? Bro, this is why I don't even have a Discord like chat or anything. I'm just doing this by myself. There's no way I'd be able to moderate anything in there. But I'm just wanting to fucking do it. How are we for 4 years? 4 fucking years of just anything goes. God damn, dude. Like when even like PewDiePie has a moderated stream and moderated Reddit and you don't?
For years. It doesn't matter whether Nux Taku knew that dozens of minors were openly posting, sharing, and talking about adult content on his Reddit with adult strangers. As the head of that community, he bears ultimate responsibility for what he allows to happen in it. It was his responsibility to establish rules against this behavior and to enforce them. Even the most basic, common sense rule for an NSFW community was too much to ask.
Reddit had a jailbait Reddit?
Of 2021, Nux Taku would launch his Discord server.
That's right, I opened a public Discord server. I swore to myself I would never do it because the degeneracy would be too much and the degeneracy is already too much. So join that Discord server. It's a public server. It's open. 16 or older though, please.
I am happy that he has a minimum age rule this time.
Why 16?
But setting it to 16 is a massive self-report.
Bro, what the fuck? Why would you not just do 18 over? Why would you not just do 18 over? 18 plus. Easy. God, this is giving me, but the age of consent in certain countries is 16. Like, this is what this feels like. It feels like he wants to cover all bases. But, well, 16 is old enough in certain countries. Like, that's the vibe I'm getting from this.
That he is aware that a large chunk of his audience is underage. It's also highly questionable, given his decision to launch the server with a set of NSFW channels, including an NSFW voice channel. To be honest, I was surprised that there were NSFW channels when the server rules said 16 and up, because NSFW is supposed to be 18 and up. I mean, if you already watch Nux, fair. To be clear, those channels were supposed to be only for adults. But given the state of Discord's age verification, setting a channel into NSFW mode doesn't really do anything to stop minors from accessing it. All they have to do is lie about their age to Discord. The channels were fortunately removed 6 days after the server was open to the public. The announcement of their removal does mention issues like minors sneaking in by lying about their age. However, the main reason was that having NSFW channels disqualified the server from Discord partnership. Some users protested. Nux's content already involved a lot of NSFW media, so why not allow people to post it in his community? A staff member responded that the age group of the Billies, that being the name of Nux Taku's fandom, wasn't appropriate for it.
They're called the
even
Billies?
Nux Taku's Discord staff members knew that a large chunk of his audience were minors. The decision to have NSFW channels on the server...
I have a question. You have NSFW art, NSFW chat, NSFW memes, and then just hentai. Now, doesn't hentai cover the NSFW art? And like, what chat? Why are you having an NSFW chat? Like, what the fuck is going on in that chat? Like, are you guys grooming Discord kittens? Like, what's happening here? Like, what? If I had a Discord server like fully up and ready to go, I wouldn't have a fucking 16+ section. That's insane. That's insane to me. That's so insane. I don't even have 16-year-olds watching my content. Why would I fucking want 16-year-olds on my Discord server?
Was already questionable in the first place, but it becomes even more questionable when you remember that Nux Taku made that predator catfishing video months earlier.
I wanted to make this sort of an educational topic and bring light to an issue that's really big. There's a lot of predators on Discord. Like, a lot.
There's a lot of predators on Discord. Like, a lot.
How do you make a video raising awareness of Discord predators, but then set up a Discord server which will facilitate adult conversations between adults and minors?
Children, yes.
But hey, they deleted the NSFW channels quickly, so the problem is solved, right? Not necessarily. Nux Taku shouted out to Discord on December 28th on his Twitch, and December 30th on YouTube. His audience floods in, there's problems with minors showing up in the NSFW channels.
Some people are just dumb and go, I'm 15. And when we had NSFW, some people in the NSFW channels, mind you, said they were 16 or 17.
And then they find out that having them at all would disqualify them from Discord partnership. Instead of wiping them out instantly, they announce they'll be deleted in 2 days. Why? So that people can pay their respects to a Discord goon channel? I saw a member of the council mention that the users on the NSFW channels set up their own fan NSFW server, which I have to guess the staff allowed them to promote on those channels. I can't confirm that since those channels are now gone, but I saw one user even in the general channel promoting their own NSFW server. So all of those minors who were lying about their age in the first place and accessing the NSFW channel on Nux's server would just get funneled to that fan server instead. Who was moderating it?
I will say this, man. I will say this. I know sex workers. I am friends with some sex workers. And I have never seen such levels of horniness before. Why the need? Why the compulsion to create NSFW content immediately? Like, he's talked shit about OnlyFans models and how they're going to link people to their sites, but at least OnlyFans is like an adult website. Like, you have to be an adult to do that shit, right? To both post and to view that. Discord, you don't got to. I mean, now you do because the face recognition, but like Discord, you don't have to. And so you make a song talking about calling people thoughts and scholarship too. Meanwhile, you are basically facilitating fucking pedophilia. You're going to have children underage being exposed to adult topics and adult content with basically honor system going on here. And it's like your audience is so porn brained at such a young age that the first thing they did when you opened your Discord server was flood it with hentai. That's crazy. This is only tangentially related given the way you kick around alt-rights, but have you ever considered doing a call-out video concerning how many YouTubers use Kiwi Farms to perpetuate hate? I honestly don't even know who uses Kiwi Farms. I have to assume most people on the right do, but I don't know anyone specifically. Although I think Kiwi Farms has like shit on me on there too.
Who knows? What age verification standards were they going to uphold, assuming the admins are not minors themselves, or even worse, adult predators? There's a lot of those on Discord apparently. I'd like to remind you at this point that Ava Tyson's Discord server was private when the NSFW channels were open in 2018. It was closed when the server was open to the public in January 2019. In Tyson's case, the drama was about Lava GS, Nathan, and apparently a handful of other minors being present on the server while it was private. The initial accusations made by Prism 42 also included claims of Tyson grooming Lava GS, but no evidence for that was ever found. The Discord just had NSFW content available to minors. By those standards, Nux Taku's Reddit was already way worse, and his Discord way worse 4 years after Tyson's Discord, when there was more of a general awareness of these issues. Tyson's server apparently still had sexual chats or juvenile banter after it went public, but looking at the kinds of terms that were frequently used on Nux's Discord, there was plenty of that to go around. If NSFW content was now banned from Nux Taku's Discord, how did they handle Nux Taku's NSFW content? If the thumbnails contained NSFW content, the staff members would remove their embeds. Darn Nux using blatantly NSFW thumbnails that stay in the Discord cache after he censors them. Some users would still post NSFW images from Nux's content or the content of his friends, and the staff, despite reacting to them, wouldn't delete them. God damn it, Nux. We're trying to keep the order. In a recent one, he used a thumbnail from an actual porn video. Okay, so Nux again with the nip slip, I see. This is Pokemon-branded loli bestiality in January 2020.
Bro, that's a sentence. It's just I see this shit, right? I see this, and then I'm constantly reminded of the absolute torrent of hatred that they will spew towards trans people for merely existing, calling them degenerates and groomers and pedophiles and all of the worst things possible. Meanwhile, this motherfucker has Bidooff's Big Stand is a fucking insane official Pokemon animation, and it's the Bidoof fucking, which I believe is a child Pokemon trainer. And yet they are the ones to call like, oh, you lefties are demented. You guys are fucking ruining children. Meanwhile,
according to the Wayback Machine, this thumbnail was left like this for months. This is on par with his idea to make Twitch streamers say the N-word. We removed the N-word. Nux is pushing the limits, Lamau. What is he pushing the limits of? The thumbnail of his latest video. Then why he do it non-censored then? That's the big question. Here's a bigger question. If the age group of Nux is...
That's Dawn? She's 10 years old? Let me guess, this isn't like the, oh, she looks 10, but she's secretly 1,000 years. She's like, which still wouldn't be better, but she's like canonically 10 years old. She is canonically 10 years old. This isn't like, oh, she's a million-year-old dragon demon. She is 10. Okay.
Audience is too young for its Discord community to have NSFW channels, but most of the people on this server came from Nux's channel. Why is the content of that channel too NSFW for the demographic of the Discord? Isn't this massively self-incriminating?
No, she's a trainer. She's 10. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Just give me a second. Because like, there's no defense. There's no defense for this shit. Like the people who go, oh, it's fictional. No. There's no defense for this shit. There's no defense. There's no defense for this shit. It doesn't matter. In fact, it makes it worse in the sense that the character is fictional. Because typically in this type of shit, there's always an adult that's available, but they always go for the children. Like it's...
There's discriminating. Despite having this long history of running communities where minors were exposed to adult content, and that being the very core of his YouTube content for years, in 2024, Nux Taku wasn't only criticizing, but grandstanding over Ava Tyson. He was also putting loli bestiality into his content before and after he was supposed to confront Shadman for drawing loli bestiality on September 30th of 2021. However, Nux Taku's numerous lies about his association with Shadman is something for a different video. There's also the V Shoujo drama to cover, which lots of people think he was in the right about. That is not the case at all, but again, different video. It's a real shame because what I'm going to reveal next is likely going to kill his career. Not to imply what I presented earlier isn't already bad enough, but this is just beyond forgiveness.
Here's the thing though, we live in a post Epstein files release world where our entire government is full of pedophiles. So like for his career to be ended, you would have to have not only video footage of him doing something heinous, he would have to admit to that. And then even then, man, I don't fucking know. I don't even know, man. I don't know what justice looks like anymore, man.
You see, there is another Nux Taku Discord server, even older than his subreddit. I saw an ad for it, which made me very intrigued.
There's another
All patrons
second Discord has hit the towers.
Server where we hang out having a great time, and unlike Tumblr, we have an NSFW section.
Welcome to the Nexus, Nux Taku's Patreon Discord, founded in April of 2018.
Okay, first off, how dare you, Nikandros, how dare you use Undertale music for this part, okay? How fucking dare you? Secondly, I feel like I'm about to see some shit's gonna put him in a list.
In its current state, the server is almost totally inactive, but the NSFW channel is still here. Despite having an NSFW channel, the server's rules mention nothing about a minimum age, and there is nothing about it being 18 plus on the Patreon side minimum.
Well, I gotta read the rules. Don't be a dick. No harassing, spamming, doxing, gaslighting, being a Karen, advocating for disturbing, dangerous practice. List goes on. Don't test us. I like how being a Karen makes the list of doxing and gaslighting. Yeah. Just watching this put everyone on the list. I'm sorry, you guys. I'm sorry. Don't be a creep. Use channel for intended purposes. Also check if a channel is marked NSFW or not. If Nux couldn't put in the video, it doesn't belong in the safe for work channel. What? Okay. Adhere to channel specific rules and pins. Do not overrun Nux at request. Don't ping him outside of Yo Nux. Don't annoy the Nakama. All right, weeb. Moderators have the right to handle situations not covered by the rules in an appropriate way. That makes no sense. Moderators reserve the right to handle situations not covered by the rules in an appropriate way. What determines if it's appropriate if there's no rules that govern it to begin with? If you disagree with the moderator's actions, hold a civil discourse with us. This is saying, if you don't like what we do, please don't be mean to me. What?
And there is nothing about it being 18 plus on the Patreon side either. What's special about this community is Nux's level of engagement. He wasn't talking to people on his Reddit, and he kept the interactions on the public Discord.
I'm on the watch as
minimum.
fuck.
However, on the Patreon Discord, at least in 2018-2019, he would actually talk to people and even hang out in voice chats with them. Here we can actually see him talking with the artist behind his 2019-era character. The original high-resolution files are here as well. This one, where Nux is rubbing his hands, has the file name Nux.
Let me guess. Yeah, okay. All right. I was going to say, this is the anti-Semitic Jewish merchant thing, right? This is what it is, which is crazy. I think he's also Jewish.
.png. Very interesting. The NSFW channel wasn't there from the start. We can trace its creation to this exchange from October 15th, 2018, where we can see this user, who from now on will be called Red, repeatedly asking Nux to create it. If we look at the time and date of these messages, the NSFW channel was made 2 minutes later. In response to this, Red raised their Patreon pledge, and Nux gave them a thumbs up. For a brief moment, let me take you to August of 2024. Nux Taku is finally being pressed about his past content, and he was actually pushed into making a response.
The biggest shock to me to this day entering the broader commentary sphere was the dangers lurking around every corner in regards to children. Children are not safe on the internet. I only became chronically online after high school, but I...
Wait, so you're telling me this whole time he's been putting on a voice? Like he's been intentionally talking that annoying voice when he normally sounds like this?
Couldn't imagine what it would do to me if I was in some YouTuber's Discord server at the age of 12 or 14.
You couldn't imagine. You don't need to. Red joined the server on September 7th.
Wait, wait, the fuck you, Nux. Are you serious? So you're telling me he actually sounds like this?
He was actually pushed into making a response.
The biggest shock to me to this day entering the broader commentary sphere was the dangers lurking around every corner in regard.
It's still pretty hot. Yeah, but it's nowhere near. If I was talking, imagine if I did videos and I was like, hey guys, it's me, TTBN Gaming. Oh boy, we have a great video for you today. And then I do a CS video. I'm just like, hey guys, so I really want to talk about what's going on in Discord. Like, wouldn't you guys be like, wait, why don't you just talk like this the entire time? Like, you guys only talking like this the entire time? Or would you prefer if I sound my actual real voice? Like what the fuck? You were intentionally being this annoying? Like you intend to be this annoying? When you could just sound like a regular person? Like, yeah, sure, his voice is a little bit high, but we can't control the pitch of our voice unless you're like a voice actor. Like my voice naturally sounds like this. And sometimes when I get excited, I'm like, what the fuck? I talk like that. But like it's within my normal register. Go talking like this, talking like this, talking like this. It's still within my natural voice. But again, if I was just like, I really hate these grifter, you guys. They really jujitsu my kaizens. And what I mean by that is it makes me really mad that and then like you hear me on the streets, I'm just like, hey, yeah, it's your boy TTBN Gaming here. Like I would commit fucking harikiri. Like, oh my God, you've been torturing me. You've been torturing my ears. Oh my fucking God. Okay, next time you guys see me, I'm a VTuber. I'm talking like this. Just know I'm getting the bag.
Regards to children. Children are not safe.
And I may or may not have a secret Discord when I'm most likely grooming children.
Safe on the internet. I only became chronically online after high school,
but
I couldn't imagine what it would do to me if I was in some YouTuber's Discord server at the age of 12 or 14.
You couldn't imagine. You don't need to. Red joined the server on September 7th. On day 1, they openly declared themselves to be 14 years old. They would later claim to be 15 multiple times, but as they openly stated, they were lying about their age. Red was born in 2004. They had turned 14 soon before they joined the server. The Discord was a pretty small clique, and soon enough, basically everyone on the server knew that Red was underage. Despite this, Nux Taku made the NSFW channel for them.
Teach me to be fair, just like GB, Nux Taku like piss people off. Okay, piss people off. Fine, whatever. I piss people off too. Like, oh no, it's Alex. If you're still watching, thank you. But I don't have to use a fake voice to upset people. I can just tell you my opinions on the internet. That's enough. That should always be enough. Like putting on a voice, like oh my, like what? And the thing is too is it's not like he's like putting on a voice to play like a character from a period piece or a time and place from like a different time period, right? Like Lala, right? Like she's doing the whole like 50s type of vibe, which I understand putting on a voice. Don't forget to say ice cream yum. You mean saying ice cream yum, yum yum ice cream in my tummy. Oh, I think I want to kill myself now for doing that. Actually, I feel like I'm on those TikTok lives. Like ice cream, yum yum. Maybe I miss my calling as being a voice actor.
a month later. And
I'm
within a
losing my
year,
mind, you
they had
guys.
posted 242 messages on the channel. There's also an instance where another user pinged Red into the NSFW channel. As far as I can tell, this behavior was not punished. So a 14-year-old paid Nux Taku money to be on his Patreon Discord server. He made the NSFW channel for them, after which he accepted even more money from them and allowed them to post onto that channel for over a year before they left the server. But did Nux Taku know that Red was underage? There is no message of Nux acknowledging Red's age.
I'm doing a filter test. If you guys really like my content, I'm gonna just I'll talk like this. You know, I just think what Nux Taku's doing. Actually, no, this is kind of serious, so I don't make a comment like that. But oh my fucking god, dude, this is like I prefer talking in my normal voice. You guys are lucky. You guys are so fucking lucky. I am not a bag chaser. Oh my god. Oh my god, you guys are so fucking lucky.
However, it is extremely unlikely.
Do Mickey Mouse lines? I used to be able to do Mickey Mouse pretty good. But I hit puberty, so it doesn't sound as good. Like, I used to be like, hey, Mickey Mouse, huh? Oh boy, Goofy.
That he didn't know. In this conversation from earlier, where Red says they're lying about their age, Nux Taku shows up soon afterwards. In this conversation, there's some kind of an ERP going on in the general chat, which is interrupted by
fucking
Red.
war crime?
Red is
All
told
right.
not to get involved
All right.
because they're underage. After Red says the conversation is making them gag, another user jokes, oh no, we better stop if we are gagging a minor. Red pinged Nux Taku soon afterwards, but Nux didn't show up. This is Mintheus Mouselord, or Mitochondria, or Mito. According to Nux Taku, they were the best poster on the NSFW channel. In this conversation about BDSM, we can see Red asking Mito to send their presentation on sex toys to other users. Note,
What?
I just made the presentation because Red was clueless. After Bex mentions having a high tolerance to weirdness, Nux shows up to say, proud fanbase. Gremmen asks Mito to send the presentation to Nux. I think that Red already sent it to him. No, I told ya. Never sent it, but I can now. What are we sending me? A sex toy presentation. Why? Lol.
Why?
We needed to explain sex toys to Red. No,
Why?
It's fine if it's not sent to Nux. Already did, Mito. I'm not doing honest descriptions on all Mito's sex toys. Few minutes later at 2:16, Nux says, very cool, Mito, very cool. Nux Taku has now received a direct message from a minor.
All right. Okay, you know, I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I do need a break. I do need a break. I need a break. This is okay. All right. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. I'll be right back. Okay. This is water. But I wish this was arsenic. The video has to be done by now, bro. 55 minutes into an hour and 20 minutes. Oh my God. Oh my God. I've taken literally 3 hours to watch this video. Okay. All right. Okay.
server containing a link to a sex toy presentation that was made for them. What adult is clueless about sex toys? That's a massive red flag that Red is a minor. There was a previous time a month earlier when users in the voice chat text channel begged Nux Taku to join.
King beat my meat. Okay, all right. I feel like if this is someone's first time watching my stream, they're gonna be like, "What the fuck is going on?" Which is generally the kind of vibe I go for my streams.
The VC because they needed help explaining sex toys to Red. Again, what adult doesn't know what sex toys are? In this example, Nux Taku declined the invitation to join the VC, but he absolutely was in voice chats with Red multiple times. One of my agents reached out to Red and asked him about their time on the server. They were willing to share their DMs with Nux to show that they did actually send him the sex toy presentation. So that actually happened.
Okay,
it wasn't just a joke.
great.
When asked about whether they were ever in voice chats with Nux Taku, Red recalled being in a VC with him plenty of times.
Yeah, I was in VC with him plenty of times. He would pop in a couple times a week. I did also have a very squeaky voice back in the day. So I'd be surprised if he didn't know, considering everyone else did. But he never directly commented on it in my memory. All right, so okay, here's how this would work, okay? Imagine you go into the voice chat and you hear like 10 people and you're just like, "Hey dude, hey, what's up? Hey man, what's going on? How you doing? Whatever." And then you hear, "Yeah, does anyone have any sex toys?" And you would be like, hey, you sound like a child. Why are you here, child?" Like you can hear someone's youth in their voice. Like, oh my God. Unless this is like an anime character from, Japanese where they're 12, but they're voiced by 40-year-olds who are like, "Naruto." Like what the fuck, dude?
A couple of times a week. They'd be surprised if Nux didn't notice them being underage, since everyone else did. However,
you love my crowd? Thank you. My crowd is full of adults. We're all adults here. That's why we have a good time. We don't have to explain too many things because we're not 14-year-old children.
However, they don't recall Nux ever commenting on their age. Now, I am not a journalist. I'm just a guy on the internet. However, I know you're not supposed to take one person's word and just run with it. Red could be misremembering, they might have some bias for or against Nux Taku, so it's important to have corroborating evidence. On December 15th, 2018, Nux Taku pinged a deleted user to a VC. Red says Nux is in VC, everyone flood, implying they joined the...
Yeah, we 36 in April. Hey, welcome to the club. I turned 36 November 7th. I'm going to be 37 this year. Oh, ooh. Give me 37 November. Oh. Ooh. Ooh, I can feel the AARP vastly approaching.
Voice channel with Nux. There's a similar message from January 15th, 2019. If we scroll down a bit, we can see a screenshot showing Nux in the VC with Red. The real Nux Taku here is the real Nux Taku. Here's another screenshot from the time.
We're all old, baby.
Same
We're all
name,
unks
same
here.
avatar. The current music channel used to be the old voice text channel, and on it we can sometimes see Red and Nux posting things close to each other that only makes sense if they were in the VC at the same time. Here, for example, Nux is working on a thumbnail. There's a message from Red, messages from Nux Taku.
I will say something.
Working on a thumb. If they were in the VC
I
at
will
the
say
same
something.
time. Here, for example, Nux is working on a thumb.
That is just fairy tale. that is just fairy tale. That's not even like Rule 34, by the way. That's just fairy tale. It's just like that.
There's a message from Red, messages from Nux Taku, and then a message from Red. An hour later, messages from Nux Taku. In this one, we have a message from Red addressing Nux. Later a photo from Nux, then a photo from Red. In this instance, Red asks somebody to join the VC. Another user posts a caked up Charizard. Nux Taku shows a work-in-progress thumbnail. Message from Red, the Charizard from earlier is now on Nux's thumbnail. There's plenty of evidence of Red speaking, having audio issues, and other users commenting about their voice. so it's not like they never talked in the VC. I think this evidence sufficiently corroborates Red's recollection that they were in the VCs with Nux Taku multiple times. I'm not sure about a couple times a week, but certainly multiple times. Red was already behaving in a pretty immature way, even in the text messages. They would spam emojis and walls of text. To believe that Nux Taku didn't know Red's age, you'd have to believe he missed all of the instances when their age was mentioned. You'd have to believe no one told him Red was a minor in chats, VCs, or DMs, and that Nux didn't realize it from their voice when talking to them in VCs. This should already be enough to strongly conclude that Nux Taku knew. But to show the full extent of the evidence and the full extent of Nux Taku's beyond incomprehensible neglect, we need to introduce a new character. After joining the server, Red...
You can't introduce new characters so late into the season. What the fuck, dude? We're already 58 minutes deep.
Quickly made friends with another user called Alan Vebus. I know that Alan's avatar here looks an awful lot like Mr. Obvious from my engineer video, but they are not the same person. Alan was a small anime creator at the time and would promote his videos on Nux's Discord. The metadata of his channel reveals that he is from Romania, and he would often mention things about it on the server. There's a lot of conversations between them and Nux Taku on the server, and Nux has mentioned Alan's name 100 times. He even shouted out Alan's channel in a video from October 22nd, 2018.
All patrons are invited to the Discord server, where we do things like make fun of Alan Weebus. If you don't know who Alan Weebus is, oh, trust me, $1 to the Patreon is worth it to meet the guy. He's in a special kind of category, where everyone that relates to him in any way is a tsundere.
I don't like where this is going. I don't like where this is going. But we've come so far. And in the end, doesn't even matter, right?
Because we all constantly make fun of him and make believe we hate him, but we all low-key like him. And also, thank you, Alan Weebus, for donating $10 on Patreon, so now I get to shout you out in all my videos. Link to Alan Weebus' channel is actually in the description. He makes funny shiz, and he takes the edge out of edgy, which leaves you just why? Like, why is he making this video? That kind of thing. Anyway, special thanks to King Beat My Meat Sage.
Alan was a very major contributor to the NSFW channel. However, according to Nux, they were still inferior to mitochondria. He apparently got his material from following more than 300 hentai artists on Twitter. That's only a third of the amount that Tectone was following. Alan has made a lot of claims about their age, including saying that he was as young as 15. Plenty of users, including Nux Taku, have also claimed Alan to be underage. Alan is a loli, no can do. Alan is underage. Does that mean Nux is grooming Alan? What's going on here? According to Red's recollection, Alan was around 19 at the time. In this tweet, they claim to be 19 in 2019. So, if they're telling the truth here, they would have been 18. Another former member believed Alan to be around 21. According to Red's recollection, no one on the server genuinely believed Alan was underage. These statements about Nux grooming Alan or Nux calling Alan a loli are simply jokes. Very optically bad jokes, but jokes nonetheless. While I'm not sure about Alan's exact age, they were clearly an adult. Alan has unfortunately deleted their Discord account, which makes it hard to determine which
the one
messages
adult in
are
this
his,
video so far.
but we can still tell if it's him talking thanks to context clues. Here Nux Taku mentions that Megumin from Konosuba is best girl. Alan points out that she is 14 years old. Another deleted user, who I assume is Zach, asks Alan about another character called Tiger. There's two deleted users talking here, so how can we tell them apart? Alan must be one of them because their name is mentioned. So this one must be Zach. One of them mentions the age of consent in Romania being 15, so that must be Alan. Zach uses capitalization, while Alan doesn't. That's how we know that it was Alan who said, "Who cares? If she can count, then she ready to mount."
This is Hassan taking more shots at Nux Taku in his week-long feud with me while defending his bro tips past. Alright, I never brought up his bro tips past because I felt like it was so long ago it's not worth it, but he's bringing up like random shit from forever ago and warping it into calling me a pedophile for insane reasons. Did you know that in his bro tips past he had a famous quote where he said if she's old enough to count, she's old enough to mount?
Come back again next week when we discuss the legendary question of all time, old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
If that's not pedophile behavior, I don't know.
Well, that's crazy out of context, right? Also, Fat Hassan looks like Stephen Crowder, right? Like, right?
Discuss the legendary question of all time. Old enough to count, old enough to mount? Question mark?
If that's not pedophile behavior, I don't know what is.
When Hassan said that in 2013, he was playing a character, and he was asking it, not flat out stating it like Alan did. We can see Nux Taku right here not condemning those words at all. So he either used to not care about pedophile behavior, didn't think that it was pedophile behavior, or his attack on Hassan is knowingly deceitful. There's a difference between waifu and
never
best
do
girl.
that, though.
Waifus are mountable, so therefore the best girl isn't. However, the art of the best girl is loli inclusive. Nux is using that word in the petite anime character sense, not the cartoon CP sense. Nux's stance on personally not being into loli hentai has been consistent for years, but it didn't stop him from posting it onto YouTube. Then Alan says, "Lolis are very mountable." Nux Taku responds, "You're terrifying, Alan," and moves on. This was 12 days before Nux gave Alan that shout out on his channel, so Alan saying things like this didn't seem to be a problem to him.
And he takes the edge out of edgy.
Look at this art. This art is better. And it's Alan posting a comic
Wait,
about
what
some
was that?
boy. Look at this art.
Flame Spirit Magic. Oh, this is from oh my god, Black Clover.
This art is better. And it's Alan posting a comic about some boy kissing his dog. I wish I would be able to get sick from stuff like this again. By the way, don't ask why do I have that. Why do you have that? Red sent it to me. He always sends me fucked up shit like this. That guy's a sociopath, I tell ya. Red shows up and claims Alan is the one who sent it, and shows a screenshot from their DMs. Wow, you resort to Photoshop to make me look bad? Shame. Red shares another screenshot, showing some of Alan's earlier messages. People have no shame, shake my head. Also, I hope someone at school sees you watching this.
Oh,
is that Minecraft?
God.
Yes, I'm 15. Deal with it. Oof, I feel old. He's literally the youngest guy here. I am the youngest? Oh, he is. Makes sense. Yep, Red is 15-year-olds personified. Ha, I'm still underage. So, cause you're talking to me, you are all technically pedophiles. Not me. Yup, remember, the age of consent in Romania is 15, so I can smack your ass all I want. It's only been 26 minutes since the last time Alan brought up the Romanian age of consent. Alan would make similarly inappropriate comments about Red on the 16th of December. But let's return to October 8th. You are willing to send me the most fucking disgusting shit you have.
Just so you know, I am dying on the inside. I am melting apart on the inside.
I only send it to you because you're 15. Exactly. Nobody else would. I initially planned to traumatize you because you were acting tough, but I underestimated you. Who, me? I'm not tough. I guess edgy instead of tough. I am edgy. Not that tough though. Yeah, I got that. I need to train you to become tough.
This.
At this point, Nux Taku or the moderators should be intervening and investigating what's happening in the DMs between Alan and Red. However, there wouldn't be any moderators or rules on the server until 2020. In late 2019, the server was raided by gore spammers multiple times, and Nux Taku did nothing about it. What finally made him appoint moderators is when his patrons pulled their pledges. This is one of his own newly appointed moderators saying it at the time. According to Red, on the first day they joined the server, Alan spammed their DMs with a bunch of gore and NSFW content. There are multiple instances of Red or Alan publicly mentioning Alan sending gore to Red. Here's one from October 6th. On October 14th, Alan mentioned showing his personal collection to Red. On January 1st, 2019, Alan actually posted a gore image into the voice chat channel and pinged Red. In February 2019, Red reacted to a meme by saying, "I can take pictures of men's penises being cut in half, but this is too much even for me."
Okay, I understand. Listen, I also have gone up on the internet. I understand that, right? But like, I never understood. We're gonna get a palate cleanser after this, but I never understood the appeal of just let's post a gore, let's show people getting their, I guess, penises cut in half, let's show people getting decapitated. And like, it's just to shock you. So you go on the internet and you go on these forums and you're just like, I want to see the worst of humanity every single day. I don't want to make jokes that are like funny. I want to make jokes about people getting decapitated. And then I want you to send me pictures of like children getting decapitated. Because I think that's great and funny. And it's like, this is what you do on the internet. Like you come on here and you're like, boy, I have the information of all of humanity at my fingertips. Google, show me top 10 most desecrated corpses. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Like, again, I was on Newgrounds and shit, but I wasn't going to like the deep web and like trying to find shit like, oh yeah, this is the snuff film. Like, that's so fucking weird to do. Like, this is just your Discord. Oh, they're just being edgy. It's like, this is not like, how is this entertaining?
It was a GIF and just a tip. Yeah, for dramatic effect, Alan, shake my head. The message below contains nudity, and if we go one message further, we can see a message from Nux Taku. Alan having a fascination with gore seemed to be pretty well known on the server. One regular user...
Of course, Nux Taku responded to Nikandros' video, and I'm sure he's going to deny all the claims and say he's taken out of context, right?
User made this meme about the various quirks of the other regular members. Alan's comedic summary was, posting extreme mutilation pics. Notice that Nux Taku was pinged on this message. Sending this kind of material to a minor is very harmful and a crime, and it's been going on for 5 months, and Nux Taku has done nothing. Red would sometimes ask Alan to send him things. Send me the most fucked up shit you have. Look for it yourself. I want my friend to know you are worse than the dark web. Soyboy here is another adult user and also a small anime creator. He already knows that Red is underage. Despite this, he asks Red if he can send them something truly disturbing. Okay, Soy, send it to me. BT? Come on. I expected at least Nugget. If you don't know what that word means, don't look it up. Alan proceeds to drop codes to some extremely obscene comics. Thanks, Alan. Soy, I am extremely disappointed. Red, you scare me. That is actual animal rape and murder. I know. How is that not the most fucked up thing? Alan sent me a video of a man getting his head off by a machete. Real life, of course. Nux Taku was pinged about something off topic immediately after that message, but it didn't show up. After getting Nux Taku to create the NSFW channel, Red suggested making a Not Safe for Life channel for Alan, to which Alan said, I wouldn't make Nux Taku watch something like that. You, on the other hand, can get it. Nux Taku's nowhere to be seen, but then Soyboy mentions Toei Animation claiming one of his videos.
I like how it's just like all this gore since like, Toei Animation blocked my video. Like, of course.
Replies to him with advice, once again showing how close he was to seeing these warning signs. Beyond conditioning Red into tolerating extremely shocking and obscene imagery, Alan also encouraged them to drop out of school. On Tuesday, October 9th, Red mentioned skipping school to binge-watch anime. Alan cheers them on and says that skipping school is badass, and that he's doing it as well, because he's a badass like Red. On October 10th, Nux Taku pings various users, including Red, to inform them that he finished reading the Black Clover manga all in one day. School got cancelled for the rest of the week for me because the head teacher got stabbed, so I shall be around lots. Words like head teacher and school are used by children,
like
not
UK.
college students. Another clear red flag that Red is a minor, right in Nux's face. What? Go to sleep, kid. Another clear indication that Red is a minor. Yeah, lol, 176 chapters in a day. This is 5 days before Red got Nux Taku to create the NSFW channel. If you're worried about that stabbing story, it's something that Red made up at the time. On Thursday, October 11th, Red mentions having skipped 4 days of school to binge anime.
This is awesome.
Another
I love
user
this.
cheers him on. School is a waste of time. On Monday, October 15th, Red thinks about joining a VC because there's a lot of people on. But he says that school starts in 30 minutes. Alan once again encourages Red to skip school. On Thursday, October 18th, Red asks Alan for advice on how to lie to their parents to get out of school. Anyone here a good liar? Alan makes multiple suggestions.
I'm sorry. Why are we talking to a 15-year-old? Why are we talking to a 15-year-old? I barely want to interact with people who are 20. Why am I talking to a 15-year-old? Like, unless I'm at my work and I have to communicate with literal children, why am I talking to a 15-year-old about this shit? Like, I don't understand this. This is like when Millie Bobby Brown was like, yeah, Drake texts me all the time and gives me advice with boys. Like, what the fuck are you doing? If you do not have any previous relationship with this child, I think it's highly inappropriate to be talking to them. I used to work at a school, and even I felt weird talking to the children there. And I was like, I'm, on staff. And I was like, I feel weird doing this, right? And they would come to me with their problems. A lot of the children I helped were, queer or trans kids. But like they would come to me for like support and advice, like how to like get through the day and all that stuff too when they're having like the bad thoughts, right? But like that was in a school setting. I wasn't inviting them to a private chat and be like, hey, let's talk. That's fuck me, dude. Like, I don't understand this at all, man.
On October 30th, Red pinged Alan because he wants to speak to someone that he trusts. Red mentions having the problem of no longer going to school. Alan asked if they quit like a badass mad lad, once again encouraging Red to drop out of school. On December 9th, Violet asks, are you guys students or out of school? Alan says he and Red dropped out. Red says that Alan inspired him. On January 4th, 2019, Red once again says he quit school. He doesn't care about it anymore. On April 10th, 2019, Red described themselves as a 15-year-old dropout. Alan shows up and says, agreed, and that's coming from an older dropout. So how did Red manage to drop out of school? Let's go to February 2019. Red is talking to Bex, who seems to be having some form of breakdown caused by opiate withdrawals. Many of Beck's messages actually mention them being addicted to drugs, spending all their money on drugs, and having various mental illnesses. Please keep that in mind when passing judgment about what I'm going to show next.
This
I might
is your
be overly
audience?
cautious here because YouTube does not like when certain things are discussed, such as SH. And in this exchange, knowing they're in the presence of a minor, Bex explains how it works and basically makes it sound really cool. Red mentions having used SH to manipulate their parents into letting them quit school. Really? That's impressive. Red expressed that they felt like a terrible person for doing it, how it felt, and they mention only doing it twice, to which Beck says, psh, imagine only doing it twice. I decided to stop before I couldn't. Real sad boys have on their thighs. Red then reveals that they built their upper arm a lot of times. Beck's comment,
oh shit, okay.
Nice. Again, this was a very irresponsible way to talk about these things with a minor. I don't have any experience or knowledge of how SH works, but Red claims that this needle stuff apparently happened way before they joined the server, but they claim that it was not enough to cause the effect, which makes SH addictive. Based on their comments from back then, there was clearly a unique sensation there, but again, I don't know for sure. Red claimed that the first time they did it for real was on October 31st, 2018. They had a fight with their family, which led to them dropping out. On the day before, Red asked Alan for advice on how to get over their fear of the pain of SH. I'm not sure if Alan is jokingly suggesting that Red should try flipping, as in juggling knives, or if he should try using a folding knife, and he used the word flipping by mistake. Red seemed to interpret it as a suggestion for a type of knife, and asks if he could use a kitchen knife. If you cut yourself, you'll realize the pain is pretty whatever. Okay, thanks. You're welcome. If we scroll down a bit, we can see the exchange where Red asked Alan to talk about the problem of no longer going to school. They hadn't actually dropped out yet, that would happen soon after the 31st, when the SH first occurred. Red would eventually develop an addiction to it. In February 2019, we can see Red mention that he talks to the least people in real life on the server. I have talked to 3 different people in real life in the last month.
Are we almost done? Yes, we have 7 more minutes. This is Jesus Christ, dude. Like, I normally don't go speechless, obviously, because I do this a lot. But Jesus Christ, man. Holy shit, dude. So you're just giving 15-year-olds advice how to self-harm. Like there's no There is no misconstruing this. Oh my God.
5 months after joining the server, they've dropped out of school, they are self-harming, and they've become socially isolated. Despite Alan constantly behaving in an inappropriate, abusive, and downright criminal manner towards Red,
this is
Red
grooming.
perceived him as trustworthy. Red saw Alan as a good friend, bestest friend, and the reason why they haven't committed. We have already established that odds that Nux Taku didn't know that Red was a minor are super low. The further we looked, the more examples we saw of messages that must have been in Nux Taku's line of sight that would indicate to any reasonable person that Red is a minor, or that Alan is sending some weird stuff to him. Nux Taku was also familiar with Alan. They talked a lot, he's mentioned him lots of times, they hung out in VCs, and he gave Alan a shout out on his channel. But did Nux Taku know about the other part of Alan's reputation? Check this out. On January 16th of 2019, Alan posted a bait-and-switch video into the general chat channel. The thumbnail shows a naked woman, but when the video is played, it switches to a video containing stuff like this. Despite the warnings given by other members to not look at it, Red can be seen giving their reaction to the video. You can take that as a corroboration for my testimony of what the video is. Violet said that Alan should be banned. Nux Taku was then pinged because Alan did something bad. Nux shows up and says, "Wow, didn't see that one coming," and he then leaves. He took no action. He didn't delete the video or punish Alan or anything. Again, that was January of 2019.
We're almost done.
Nux Taku
We're almost
would
done.
still
We're almost
have
done.
Alan on the Rant Cafe podcast in July and August.
And next, we also, believe it or not, have Alan.
Oh my God. I cannot believe I'm happy to hear Nux Taku's voice. Oh my fucking God. I cannot believe I am actually happy to be hearing his voice right now.
Weebus himself.
Hi there. Sorry, I'm the replacement for Animac Forever. He's dead now. I killed him. So you're gonna have to get accustomed to my presence from now on.
Despite everything that was happening for months, Nux Taku publicly endorsed this guy and presented him to his audience as this harmless, funny troll guy. When I asked Red about these old messages concerning their personal situation at the time, they said it was the beginning of probably the darkest period in their life. The good news is that they stopped self-harming in 2021. They went into a dropout rehabilitation program, and they are now working on their university degree.
Okay, that's good news, you guys. Chat. No, this is good. This is good. This is good. They stopped self-harming and now they're working towards university.
To clarify some things, I reached out to Red because I saw their post on the Discord from years ago. They didn't reach out to me, no one tipped me off about them, I discovered them myself. I haven't conducted any in-depth interview with this person. I would just send them questions every now and then and laid out this timeline and asked for their thoughts. They described it with the words, "All of that is accurate to my knowledge." They don't remember anyone at the server really recommending them to seek help. When I asked about how they felt about Alan's behavior, they recognized that it was inappropriate towards a 14-year-old, but they don't believe he had any sexual grooming intention or meant what he was doing in that manner. They also mentioned Alan being very troubled at the time, which, based on Alan's messages, assuming he isn't lying, seems to be true. Based on the logs I've shown, it's tempting to conclude that the influences that Red was exposed to through Nux Taku's unmoderated Patreon Discord server led to them dropping out of school at age 14 and getting into SH. The timeline laid out by the messages and by Red's testimony does support the idea, but to actually determine if that's the underlying reality would require further investigation. However,
do not worry, you guys. We would do a palate cleanser after this, don't you worry.
Regardless of the actual consequences, allowing people to encourage or praise this kind of behavior in the first place is already insane. What is clear is that Red was repeatedly exposed to extremely obscene NSFW content and gore on the server, and that Nux Taku made the NSFW channel because Red requested it, and then accepted more money from them. If Nux Taku was too busy to moderate the server properly, it's not like he was totally unfamiliar with the concept of moderators. If he was, the 16th message on his Discord server was a user recommending him to designate moderators, to which Nux responded, "Indeed." One of the basic responsibilities of a Discord server operator is to make sure that children are not exposed to adult content on their server. By allowing Red on the server and allowing them to be exposed to all of these harmful influences, based on my estimation, Nux Taku made $46.
$46?
Not only did he fail to carry out that basic responsibility.
Oh, that explains the title of the video. Jesus Christ, man.
He made money from neglecting it, something which would eventually become a core element of his success. If you remember, the Chris Tyson server closed its NSFW channel in January 2019, before the server went public. Nux Taku's Patreon NSFW channel is still open in 2026. There is no age verification process, and anyone with $1 can join in. The channel hasn't had a new post since 2024, but it was still active when Nux Taku was casting judgment on Ava Tyson. It's probably good to point out that Nux Taku and Ava Tyson were both born in 1996. Tyson in July and Nux Taku in February. Nux Taku is a few months older than Tyson, but he was making demonstrably worse mistakes at the same age.
Jesus, I didn't even know he was that old.
Continued to make those mistakes for years afterwards. There is no evidence for Tyson ever grooming anyone on the server, but her career was still destroyed by the controversy, something which Nux Taku cheered on. And with that, I conclude the first part of our dive into Nux Taku's history. In the next part, I'll show the dishonest ways in which he has defended his past content to his new religious right-wing audience. An audience that he is attracted by saying stuff like this.
Banning our books! They're firing!
They're not banning your books. They just don't want them in schools teaching children.
Oh, my
There's a big
God.
difference between banning books and not wanting to show sexualized, pornographic, group material to kids. There's a big difference, actually. This dude is like, I cannot believe they are banning our porn from the schools. All I want to do is show sissy, hypno, transgender porn to 7-year-olds.
That was so specific. That was so specific.
And society does not let me. All right, so you have the interracial gay couple.
Okay, we're done. Oh my God. Jesus. You know what's crazy? This video only has 91,000 views. I feel like it should have it has 2,000 comments. Only 91,000 views. I feel like it should have way more at this point. But like, holy shit, dude.